Captain Turks making rum punch in the building. We back live from the green room. What up? What up? What up? What up? Where we at now? 3,500, 39,000.
Oh, I'll check right now. I will check right now. We are growing. We are growing.
We are growing exponentially. Good word. That's a spelling bee word right there.
Exponentially.
I'm gonna get my rum punch on.
We are 3867.
Now here's the thing. Last week you said I think it was like 35 something or 36 something, and I was like, oh, that's what's up. But I really I don't want to gloss over that. Like we really have people, more subscribers every week. So I really want to thank you guys. I'm not even on no jokey bullshit right now. Every week we up another 100 people. 100 people is a lot of people. If you did a show and every show you did, there was 100 people more at your shows. You making some moves.
Yeah.
If I had a TV show and 100 more people watched it every week, I'd be like, yo, that's progress.
That's good.
Yeah. So
and something you can see.
I thank you guys for subscribing. I thank you guys for watching and tuning in. Make sure you comment, argue with us on some of the stuff we're saying. I love to go back and forth with some of y'all if you have facts. And yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. Make sure you tell your friends and make sure you subscribe and like and all that good stuff. But I thank all of y'all, man. Like I said, I don't know if a lot of the new subscribers know this, but this whole podcast was started for me as therapy. This is my therapy. I get to talk, I get to share things, I just get to get it out instead of like I used to be the guy that would hold everything in, and that shit would just bother me, eat me up. I'd be outside, I'd have a brave face on, but you wouldn't know like, yo, I got 2 million things running through my head.
Right.
That's just really bothering me. That I want to hurt somebody about, or want to curse somebody out about, or want to stop somebody's business, or I would want to do negatively, respond negatively. And now this is like, yo, you don't really got to do that, man. Just live your life. Just this is absolutely therapy. And in therapy, they say you're supposed to when you apologize for something, a genuine apology, that person can't bring it up anymore. They shouldn't be able to use that against you anymore. You already brought it to their attention. Right. You apologized for it. You made a stride towards ending that argument.
Right.
And then if they don't have anything else, the problem is this: they don't have anything else to argue with you about after you apologize. So now it's, well, that's why you did this. Well, I'm not on that no more. I'm past that. I have apologized to you for it. I have moved on myself from it. If you still want to hold on to it, that's on you.
Right.
But for me and me moving forward, I'm good with it. Like I'm past it.
Yeah, it is. It's like a release. It's a freedom, and then it's like what they say. Forgiveness is not for the other person. It's for you.
Right.
It's for you. You have to forgive yourself for reacting that way, or holding on to that negativity, or whatever that is that you're hanging on to that you just can't let go.
Right.
You're actually punishing yourself to some degree.
Right.
And then when you finally release it, some people, they need to forgive themselves for holding on. Now it's like you're giving it to them. You don't have to hold that.
Right.
But me, it's communication. Sometimes there is if you're misunderstood to some degree, it's hard to forgive yourself, because now it's like, I don't feel heard, or I don't feel like I had my say. And that's the part that makes it hard to forgive yourself, because you're not through with it yet. Like, I'm not through with this. And people, they'll try to say,
when you're through with it, be completely through with it. Like, I don't have a significant other right now, but in the future, there will be no, you just upset and if she mad, she's going to stay mad. Nope, we ain't doing that over here no more. Or if I'm mad, like, I just want to hold on to my anger. Like, nah, she's like, what's wrong? And I don't talk. We ain't even doing that over here no more. Everything is communicated now. Every single thing has to be, this is why I felt that way. When you said this, I thought that. When everything it's so incredible when you realize 95+% of your issues with another human being was because something wasn't communicated.
Yeah, communication is key.
It's literally like it's damn near 100% of the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It might, let's say, I'm gonna say 99.5% of the time. It's because of communication that was faulty. Yeah. You didn't tell me this. Okay, that's communication. I thought you. Well, that's miscommunication for you to just assume this.
True.
Without saying anything. Right?
Right.
You did this, so I did this. well, where was the communication in between that?
Nothing.
So you wouldn't do that in response to that.
Yeah, it's like a domino effect
Yes,
of
yes.
misunderstanding this and misunderstanding the reaction.
Yes.
And I mean, it's what you said. You know, oh well, if I'm done with it, I'm done with it. That's, I think
I don't
you
wanna
never.
I don't mean done with it. Like I'm not talking about this no more. I mean,
Right.
past it entirely, moved on from it entirely, made my peace with it, come to peace with it. I'm done.
For me, I would like to say I would be more emotionally aware of how this situation affected me before,
right.
and choosing not to let it pull me into that place. And now we're redoing this all over again.
That's what this has done for me. This podcast has done for me. It helps me be emotionally aware, like you said, to be aware of why I feel a certain way about a certain thing, but also to be able to communicate it openly with other minds.
Yeah.
See, my problem was always, I felt a certain way. I kept it to myself. I reacted on it based on how I felt about it. I conferenced with no one. And then, time goes on and somebody else hears about it and this person hears about it. And then maybe one day somebody who I actually care about what they think or how they feel, what they mean to me, we have a relationship where we can talk openly. And they'll say, well, why didn't you say something?
Why didn't you say something?
And I'm like, damn, I did that recently. The other day, true story, the other day. And I thank you guys for being here because this is really my therapy. The other day, this was money related. This was financial, right? Everybody knows this. I do 2 tours every year. I do the comedy club circuit with my guys, and then I do the big tour, the theaters and arenas with named headlining comics. And there was some back and forth on the financials.
Right.
Of, going out on the next run of the tour.
Right.
My number was this, their number was this. We were stuck on, what's up, boy? We were stuck in a tug of war based on what my requirements were, what they wanted to pay me. I was about to be like, oh, you know what, man? Well, fuck it. I'll just do my comedy club run. I'll extend my comedy club run for the whole year, which I've done before, and just won't do the big tour.
Right.
If they want to,
or do less dates with them, or
no, do no dates and then fill my calendar with comedy club dates. Because I can fill my calendar with just club dates if I choose to.
Right.
And I was about to just be like, yo, fuck it, make the decision. Like, yo, let's just not do it.
Right.
And a friend of mine's called me, and I said, you know what? Let me
the clock.
Hit the clock.
The clock.
A friend of mine's called me, and we were talking about something totally different. And I said, yo, man, let me ask you a question. I said, I don't want to make this move in haste, this decision in haste. So here's what it is. This is my requirement. This is what they providing. We had a little impasse right now. I was gonna do this, but that was I feel like that was impulsive. What do you think? And he was like, yo, well, how about if they're gonna do that, then require something else other than money? Like, all right, you guys are not gonna up my fee, but how about take care of my hotel or something? Something like that. And I was like, damn, I didn't even think of that.
Right.
That's what you need to counsel for. Because I would have made a spontaneous, reaction based on just talking to myself. Like, fuck it, take me off.
They might have been more accommodating if you would have said something in that moment. But it's like, I don't get preachy or anything, but there is some scripture that says you have not because you ask not.
Ooh, good one.
It's not to say it's your fault.
You said there's some scripture that's actual scripture?
Because I'm not going to be able to no, that's what it says. Okay. I can't tell you where it is.
Oh, no.
I'm not a Bible beater at all.
But it's actually in there.
Yeah, you have not because you ask not. Right. Yeah, that's
all right. So we were saying about. I was saying how thankful I am that people are subscribing. Like every week, it's like 100 more people.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, if you did a show and there was 100 more people there every week, you making moves.
That's a big deal.
So I didn't want to gloss over it. Like that's not really important to us.
Nah, it is.
I really thank them.
Yeah.
And I was saying this is for my therapy, and we talking about like how therapy helps you communicate and everything. Communicate. But I don't want to start the show with that. I want to start with this past weekend. We were in Raleigh, North Carolina. Great shows. Yeah. Merch went ridiculous. Shows went ridiculous. Crowds came out. Sean Henney, happy birthday to my dude, yo. Had a great time with you, Joe. But we're going to start with you, brother.
Yes.
Open the footage.
What's the name of the tour?
You Know What It Is tour.
You Know What It Is tour. Headline by Martin Lawrence. Trey Elliot opened in Norfolk, Virginia
Yes.
at the
Chartway Arena.
Please, the floor is yours, my friend.
Yes, man. Thank you guys.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. I'm still on a high. I ain't going front.
As you should be.
I'm still on a high. First of all, the weekend it was everything I expected plus more.
Mhm.
Plus more. So I get there Wednesday. So what happened, I fly into Dulles,
Mhm.
and then from Dulles, my flight's supposed to leave from Dulles to Norfolk.
Okay.
Flight is full. Can't get on the
Oh, man.
flight, bro.
Oh, man.
But I already had my plan A,
Backup
plan
plan,
B.
okay.
So I was like, if I get to Dulles, I'm good because I'll just rent a car
Right.
and drive. So rent a car, drove 3.5 hours from Dulles to Norfolk.
Not bad.
Cool drive. I can't sleep on the plane, so I was half sleepy, tired, calling everybody, nobody picking up. So I was just listening to music, just like, all right, going over my set and just reflecting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I drove through Hampton. My sister went to Hampton University, so I started thinking about her. So I'm just
That's why your flight was full. So
yeah,
you could go through Hampton.
yeah, exactly. So I'm just reflecting, like, all right, get to the hotel. Hotel is dope. Hilton, Maine.
They took care of your hotel?
No, I didn't have to pay. I got points.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you know, so hotel was dope, but I asked where they were staying. They said, yo, we're gonna be staying here. I said, bet, I'll be there.
Okay.
Get to the hotel, you know, just relaxing, getting some work done, whatever the case may be. My son is like him, Chopper, Jordan, and my son's girlfriend.
Oh yeah,
they en route. So he like, Dad, you want me to come pick you up? Because I told the security people, because like, who's going to be riding with you, so we can give them that
clearance
part
right.
back. I said it's going to be my son that gave him the car. So mind you, my son's mother called me. Bryce acted like he performed. He like, I got to get the car clean. I got to do this. I got to do that. he like, I got to wash the car. Blah, blah, blah. So I said, son, all right, well, I said, well, what time you going to get here? He told me I'll get there around about 6:50. I said, I'll already be there. I'm going to get there a little early. Then when you get there, just call me, and then I'll tell you where to go.
Right.
So I Uber to the spot, talk to the Uber lady. And she's asking questions. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be performing there. She's like, oh, wow, you know, all this. See the line as we're driving, you know. So I walk in to the back stage. I was like, hey, Trey Elliot perform. He was like, okay, yeah, I see you right here. I said, look out for my son. He'll be in a few. Going to the green room. They got my reposado, my fruit, my fruit platter.
Got the rider.
Got the rider. I said, okay. No, matter of fact, it was just the reposado there. And she said, Mr. Elliot, your fruit platter is on its way.
Nice.
So I thank you. All right. So I'm just there chilling. Then Bryce pulls up. I go out there to get him. Now, look, they got different outfits in the trunk. He like, oh, so should I wear this shirt, Dad? Should I wear this? You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, man. I'm like, son, what are you? I'm performing. I got to be fly. Hey, just keep that in mind towards the end of the story. Okay, so chilling, talk to, you know, so I go in, see, you know, Michael Hubbard, Rob, Martin's brother, all them, Benji Brown. They all in like the room, you know, back there where they got the food for everybody. Yeah, all the catering. So go back there, eat. Everybody like, oh, Trey, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Just talking to everybody. And I'm sitting to Rob, and Rob was like, yeah, the promoter of the show was like, Trey Elliot, I don't know him. Is he any good? And Rob was like, you'll see. And so Rob was sharing that story with me. I was just laughing. I was like, yeah, it'd be like that. But I said, but you know, it is what it is. And so, you know, I'm just kind of just there. I walk out to the stage before they open the doors and kind of get a feel, look around, like, okay, just like you said, just looking around and all right. And then so Bryce and them all walk in. I give them all their credentials and stuff like that. So Mike Hubbard. So I was told I was going to be doing 10 minutes.
Okay.
I get the email of the lineup. And it says Trey Elliot 15, Benji Brown 15, Just Larry's 15. Oh, I'm like, bet. I'm like, I've been going over 10. I'm like, you know, like, that sounds like an hour to me when you think you're doing 10. Somebody give you an extra 5, that's an hour for you. You like, oh, hell yeah. So I'm talking to Mike, and he's going over everything. And Mike was like, okay, so you're going to be doing 10. I'm like, yeah, I said, I see the email. It say 15. He like, really? So he called a production assistant. He's like, oh, I think we messed up here. Trey was supposed to be doing 10. He was like, well, Martin could come out between this time and this time. You know, he was like, let's let him do 12. I said, that 2 sound like an extra 30. An extra 2 minutes, extra 30 to me. So I ended up doing 12. So I can't really eat. So I took like maybe 2 spoonfuls of the salmon. I didn't crack open the reposado yet. I told the youngest, say, y'all want something, y'all can crack it open. I'm just like, y'all, I don't want to eat. I just want to just whatever, focus. So I'm going over my joint in the bathroom, in the green room. And, you know, so then Bryce is getting everybody, because like I said, Bridget's dad came, his grandfather. Her aunt and uncle came, so a lot of her family came. Dope. He getting them situated. I'm like, all right. I said, Bryce, look, I need you to take this hard drive, find the sound people, so they could, when they film the show, they could put it on the hard drive. I gave him something to do, so I got you, Dad. You know what I mean?
Responsibility.
Yeah, gave him responsibility, and so Mike Hubbard was like, yo, show gonna start at 8:10 exactly. Need you out here by 8:05. I said, bet. I'm out there. So I said, Bryce, you want to watch the show from out there or you want to watch it from backstage? I said, I kind of want you to watch it from backstage because, you know, so you can record certain things. He's like, all right, I'll watch it, you know, backstage. So just back there getting in my zone, said my prayer, all that stuff like that. And Benji's like, all right, I'm not, anything you want me to say? I said,
oh, Benji host?
Yeah, Benji was hosting.
Okay.
And but Benji, I was the first comedian they saw. Benji introduced me off stage.
Yeah, voice of God.
He's the voice of God. So yo, just say, you know, on tour with Tony Rock, catch me on Quake's house on Kevin Hart Laugh Out Loud Radio from Jersey. You know what I mean? He's like, I got you. And so he says his little whatevers and all phones, cameras, all that. The lights go down. I hear everybody start screaming, roaring in the audience. Nice. By this time, it's about maybe 3,000.
Nice.
I'm like,
nice.
So. Are you ready for a
What's
good
capacity
show?
of the venue? Did you ask?
Like 7.
7, okay.
Yeah. So almost half full.
Yeah, but that 3, like,
still, that's nice.
So I'm like, lights go down, everybody screaming. He makes his announcements, whatever. He's, all right, yeah, get ready for the show. Ladies and gentlemen, say my credits. Give it up for Trey Elliot. Nigga, I walk on that stage. Like, no, prior to that, they's like, you want the cordless mic? Or I said, you got a mic with a cord? He said, yeah, it's already on there. I said, I don't want the mic with the cord. They said, all right, it's already there. I said, bet. I walk on stage, clapping while I'm walking. Cause I know they don't know. Just let me grab. As soon as I touch that mic, what's up, Norfolk, Virginia? Ah! I said, oh, that's it. That's it. Going to my first bit, I go, my son here. You know, I wish my mom and her husband was here to see this. This is amazing to feel good. Go straight into the. Yeah, I heard me say my mom and her husband, right?
Yeah.
That's how you know the husband, not my father.
Right.
As soon as I hit that first one, laughter. And I like, all right, I got it from that point. And then from that point, it felt like I was just on whatever stage. I didn't
That's
see.
What it is. That's how it's supposed to feel.
I didn't see an arena.
You do this anywhere.
I didn't see an arena. I didn't see, and I was just listening, like, walk the stage. My son's mother aunt was like, boy, you was walking that stage like LL. That like my swag, it was just like, yo, this nigga is like, who is this nigga right here, yo? Yes. I'm talking to the people in the audience, and all I can remember is, yo, perform every bit. And I performed every bit. And when I found out I had that extra 2, I'm like, oh, I'm about to throw the new joint in. I'm about to throw the Three's Company joint in. That shit killed.
Dope.
My closer killed. From beginning to end, the shit was just top notch, hands down, a great set from beginning to end. Now, mind you, while I'm on stage, bro, I actually, because I'm taking it in real time. Like, I'm not just performing, like, I'm really, like, taking it all in. And I get emotional within myself. I feel a little burn come in, like, right here for, like, a split second. Because I started thinking about Boogie. Started thinking about my sister. I started thinking about Kijo. But I know, like, Boogie would have been there.
Right.
He would have been there, like, yo, I'm going, man. Like, he would have been just as happy as if he was performing. So, said my good nights, whatever, get off stage. Benji was like, nigga, you know what I mean? Gave you that. Then Mike Hubbard, they all coming back like, yo, man, phew. Like, it's very few people that opened up this show that did what you did, that killed like you killed, bro.
Nice.
And Martin's sister came back, was like, oh, like, you know, Lewis, and, you know, they telling me the jokes.
Yeah, they love it.
So I go backstage. So this is funny. I get off stage, and, you know, Dap Bryce up, and we go in the green room, and he like, I see him pour a drink. He's like, whew. I was so nervous. I was like, what you mean? He said,
I bought himself a drink.
He was like,
you one.
He's like, I couldn't eat. He said, I just took 2 pieces of the salmon. He was feeling the same way, if not more than I was. He's like, Dad, I was just like, I know you could do it, but it was just like the next level. And I didn't want you to trip, walk on stage. I didn't want you to forget or fumble over no words.
He was invested.
And he was like, invested. I was driving here telling the crew, like, man, I'm nervous. And I was like, what they said? Chopper was like, man, I'm nervous too, man. But it was so dope to me that he had so much pressure on this with him. Like how he just took on that. And I was like, damn, man, like it just made me feel good. And it was kind of like, yo, we did it together.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's how I felt. You know what I mean? I was like, yo, we did it together, man. And then, you know, so after the show, I watched the show, and then I go out to say hi to his grandfather and everything. When I go out to the venue, everybody like, oh shit, yo, taking pictures and stuff like that.
Nice.
And dog, it was just, it was a good ass night, man.
You set the tone for the whole
night.
Bro,
dog, like, I set the fucking tone.
How was the show? How was everybody else?
Everybody else good. Okay. Benji got a lot of like music inserts in there, but Benji was good. I didn't hear too much of Just Set. I heard like maybe the beginning of it, and then I went to the green room. And Martin did Martin. You know what I mean?
I saw you got to talk to him afterwards. What was that about? I saw the conversation. I saw it got a little lengthy. I'm like, he talking too long. He talking too long. I was like, Martin, like, all right, nigga. I saw security like,
So when I came back there, they was like, yo, you talked to Martin? I was like, nah, yeah. They was like, yo, all right. So Martin, Trey want to talk to you. And really, man, I just took that opportunity to give him his flowers. I was just like, hey, bro, first of all, thank you for helping me live out my dream. I said, I told you in DC I was going to work with you. He like, yo, you did tell me that. I said, and I just want to thank you for the opportunity. I was just like, you my prior, man. Like if how you would feel right now, if you had opened up for prior back then, that's how I feel right now. You're my prior. You know what I mean? I was just like, I just thank you, man. Just having, just like, hey, man, And he was like, yo, man, I appreciate it. He was just like, man, I really do, man. It means a lot. And, gave each other the hug and took the flick. And then later on that night, he took pictures of Bryce and his crew.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
And the shirt that I told Bryce to wear, Martin was like, yo, I like that shirt. Nice. I said, that's why I told you to wear that one. Because it was Ali on there.
Nice.
I was like, yo, wear the Ali shirt. I'm telling you, wear that one. Because I knew, that was going to, stand out. And the crew, they was just all just show mad love, man. Show mad love, man. It was just a beautiful experience. And just there, I was like, this is where, until you do it, a lot of times things will move the way you want them to move or as fast as you wanted to move. But that city and this time couldn't have been the more perfect time for that. Because I got the news when I was with my family. And it was in Virginia where Bryce was able to drive down there to see the show. Everything was just perfect.
It all works in the way it works for a reason.
Yeah. And then when I made the reel, I was like, yo, when I put your voice behind there, I was just like,
I like
Los
was like, yo, that shit was dope. Yo. We was in North Carolina, Los was like, yo, you seen this shit? I was like, oh, that's dope. Yo.
Yeah. I was like, I know exactly how I'm going to make that real.
Narrating the whole thing.
I said, yo, Bryce, record me just sitting there like I'm listening. And I was like, I'm going to put tone voice behind that joint. Like he is giving me the instructions. Yo, you do this, do that. And nigga, have fun. The music
I like the walk on too. The walk on.
You know what's funny? That Bryce said that I was nervous. I was concerned that you wouldn't trip. I don't know what it is about being on those theater tours. Whenever it's that stair
up
like
to the stage.
Some places be a theater like we just walk out from the side. But sometimes they'd be like, the bigger venues where they build the stage. Yeah. Every time I'm like, yo, don't fucking don't fall. Sometimes I have on Tim's and I'm like, this is heavy. Yo, don't fall on these fucking stairs, whatever you do. I'm literally, that should be in my mind every time.
Too many times. I have tripped on the way on somebody, the leg of the chair, or like about to go to Tampa where I fell on stage. Yeah. I got that on tape somewhere, man.
Wow.
Rolling, because you got that little lip.
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah.
Like, don't trip.
Yeah, that's
Don't
what I was
watch
saying.
your
I'm like,
step.
all right, Trey.
Watch your step. You know you failed last time.
I'm thinking, I'm like, yo, don't fall, don't pull the mic out, then the bottom of the mic fall out. I'm like, yo, let me.
I like the chord. Everybody know I like the chord.
Yeah.
But on those theater shows, that's my one.
Gotta have.
That's the one. No, that's the one thing I get nervous about more so than the tripping is when they say my name. I gotta walk damn near from here to past this wall to get to the mic.
Nothing.
So it's like that's why I do my little I come on stage with like this like I gotta get something from them because I can't talk to them yet.
Right.
So I'm like I literally be like, yo, come on, get to the mic. Get to the mic.
Hurry
You
up.
just out there. You just like they like just.
Yeah.
Look,
This nigga walking to the
Tony
mic.
Rock. They're like this. Okay, we know who he is.
Yeah.
But he ain't saying nothing. He ain't saying nothing.
Yeah.
He ain't saying nothing.
Yeah.
What up, Atlanta? Okay, there you go. I'm like, let me get to that mic.
I just had my little swag on, and I just clapped. And it was
a little bit of nervousness.
A little bit, It was nervous from the time for me walking to the mic, but as soon as I grabbed the mic and I pulled it out successfully, because you don't want to be fumbling trying to pull it out. I pulled it out successfully. I was like, showtime. And then it was a chick in the audience who I didn't know, but she met me when we did Virginia Beach Funny Bone. And so she took a picture and was like, yo, comedian Trey Elliot, dope set, and posted it. So Art hit me, was like, yo, my homegirl at the show, she just said you killed. Then my boy Raj hit me, and who live in Maryland, and was like, yo, my homegirl just posted you.
Oh, she popular.
It was the same,
She popular.
And so then she's like, so I saw her post that. I was like, oh, thank you. You know what I mean? And then I saw she posted on her Facebook, and it was some comments. And one dude was like, yo, what's that dude name? He the only one that I didn't know, but he was great.
Nice.
And she was like, oh, that's Trey Elliot, very funny comedian. I met him with Tony Rock.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Good.
Yeah, man.
People remember, like they may not remember your name or what you said, but they always remember how you made them feel.
Exactly.
That's in everything. That's in everything.
And that's why they shot at you. Oh yeah, I remember how. Yeah, so now they get to know you a little bit better. Now.
Did they talk about? I know it might have been too soon, but did they talk about more dates in the future? But
that was the last arena tour. I mean, that was the last arena date. They only got 2 more shows, which are casino shows. Okay. So, but he was like, "Yo, we gonna be working on some things in the future. We got some things coming up, man." Okay. So, so we definitely,
that was a job interview.
Yeah,
that was a job interview.
Yeah.
So now they know. So, the people know you, but now that they saw me, like really, they was like, yo, you was professional. You didn't go over your time. Like, you just didn't do any, you know what I mean? And I was just, so I left a great taste in their mouth, you know what I mean? And the pause, and it was just, it was all good. So hopefully, in the future, I'll be able to do some more work with him.
Come back. Does he go? Vaughn don't really go out every year, though, right?
Nah. It seemed like lately he just been trying to be active. You know what I'm saying? But, whenever, even if it's writing on something, punching up a new movie, doing anything, I'm just like, yo, I'm here. You know what I mean?
You know what, man?
Available.
So many other people saw you that could lead.
Right.
Open other
that
doors.
Rob Howard guy might be some other tour. Like
yeah. Now, and that's all it is, man. Just everybody seeing you, like I said, seeing me up there, seeing me doing it and being good at it. Because like you said, if you never did it before or you're not getting those opportunities, sometimes, you have to go through it to be like, I am good enough to do that. Like I've been knowing that, you know what I'm saying? But the people act like they don't know. And all it is, put me in the game, coach. If you put me in the game,
I'm going
to put some points on the board.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's really, a thing of put me in the game. You'll see.
I got Dallas this weekend. The radio station doing a comedy show this weekend. That's basically because they've seen me in Dallas before. Somebody, I don't even know who the promoters are. It's like they probably seen me and was like, yo,
get him
for the show. Like, it's like that's how it happens. Just be in the right place, right time.
The April Fools.
Yeah.
April Fools Comedy Jam on April 5th. It ain't
right.
That's the April Fools joke. It's 5 days after April Fools.
Then I fly back Saturday, go straight to the Benz dealership, upgrade the car, got a new whip. For all you haters out there that's watching, you're damn right. You know what I mean? Oh, so you do a show with Martin, now you're in the Benz dealership. Yep.
Yeah.
And got something new. And what?
Nice. You was already on your way.
Yeah, I was going to go. Yeah, I was going regardless.
You was going regardless.
It just happened that this to be the next day. But that was going to happen anyway. It just happened to look like that. Yeah. But, it was time for me to
get another one. First of many.
Bro, thank you, man. It felt good.
There's probably some people in there that saw you that probably didn't speak to you. They just remember the name. They made a mental note. And then all of a sudden, you get a call. And you don't know how it happened. And then you realize that they saw you at that night. They were like, I saw you that night.
Yeah.
I saw you.
Yeah.
So, man, that's dope, man. You exposed.
Yeah. I went and it was this dope picture I have. When my hands are up like this, and I'm on the stage, and you can see like the equipment, the junk, like you just see it's a dope pic, and I send it off to Staples today to get it made into a poster.
Yeah. Oh, dope. Yeah.
And I'm gonna hang that up in the office at the crib.
Yeah, man. I got a bunch of pictures. I got like some really, really good shots of me on stage, similar to that. But I have my favorites are the one that I have with Charleston on stage. Like I got a few with like Charleston on stage, and that's just like the light is perfect. It's like, man, I get the new crib. I'm gonna have a whole room. Like the room that I have my pool table in. I have my pool table room, all my jerseys, and all my photos with Charleston from like shows. Like it's one where he's like he's waving to the audience, and I'm just like holding him. Then there's one where we on stage. I think the picture's taken from the back, and it's the jersey we did the NJ Pack, and that should go up. So I'm like looking up, and he's holding my hand, and he's like looking that way, but. It's shot from the back. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna blow that shit up. I'm already like, yo, these pictures are so crazy when they big.
I ain't waste no time. I saw that. I put the Martin Luther. I said, it's Staples. How much? I want it.
Staples. Gotta make those moments last forever, man.
Facts, man. And I ain't gonna let nobody take it away. I said, yo, this is my moment, man. I'm gonna embrace it. And like I said, the highs don't last. The highs last. They be on the high and go that. I said, but I'm gonna embrace it as long as I can.
So, man, you always remember I gave you the pre-show, right? Walk the stage, all that stuff. Enjoy yourself, have fun, know your set. The post-show. Always remember those moments. Always remember those moments. Like as far as you go in your career, remember that excitement. Hold on to that excitement. When I was in New York, I had just become a regular at the comic strip, 82nd and 2nd, right? That was my home club. And I think I might have told y'all this story before. So, you call your spots in on Monday, Tuesday, they put the lineup up. You go in Tuesday, you look like, oh shit, I'm on Thursday this is when the club used to go to 3 a.m. So I'm like, yo, I'm on it Thursday at 2:15. I'm on it Friday at 12:45. I'm on Saturday at, it was always late spots for new cats. And the first time I broke into the 10 o'clock show, which is the prime time show. They do 8 o'clock show, 10 o'clock show, 12 o'clock show. The 10 o'clock show is prime time television in comedy in New York. And I had looked on the list and I was on the 10 o'clock show. And I was like, yo, I'm in the club like, yo, 10 o'clock. And I'm hugging the waitresses like, yo, 10 o'clock show. What the fuck? And Greg Giraldo is sitting across the club in a booth, just sitting in a booth having a drink. Greg Giraldo, super triple OG, one of the most funny cats in the world, rest in peace, is sitting there about to go up on stage. And he's just watching me. He don't say nothing. He's just watching. I don't even know if I noticed he was there. Like, because I was so on a high. Right. Yo, 10 o'clock show. Holy shit, yo. Calling people to the beepers back then in Texas. Yo, 10 o'clock show. And Greg Giraldo's lets me have my moment. Yeah. And he's like, hey, come here. And I sit down and he's like, have a seat, man. He's like, wow. I've been doing this so long that I forgot that it could feel like that.
Wow.
I've been doing this for so long that I forgot that it feels like that sometimes. He said, man, just all of that excitement, all of that, just for being on the 10 o'clock show. Now, right now, as I am now, who I am now, 10 o'clock show, 10 o'clock show.
Yeah.
But that kid back then, it was everything.
Yeah.
And he said, I was watching you and I didn't want to interrupt you. I'm just watching you like, that's how it's supposed to feel.
Yeah.
Like, that's how it's supposed to feel. And he said, do me a favor, man. Never lose that. Never lose that right there, what I just saw. Always hold on to that.
Yeah.
And I was like, when he said it, now I'm looking at an OG, a guy that I revere in comedy. I'm like, damn, that gotta be something. You know what I mean?
Of course.
And to this day, my agents will go, hey, check your email. and they'll send me 10 cities in a row. Like they send bulk offers. Like, yo, here we sent offers for your fall, and it'll be 20 gigs. And I'll pick which ones I want to do. Or like that one, go get the money up, or that one, change the dates. Or I can't do that one that weekend. I could do next weekend, but that weekend I'll close that weekend because I'm going on a tour, on a vacation. I try to finagle them all. I try to get them all. But once I finish the email or hang up the phone, I'm like, yo, let's go. Yeah. Like I want to still feel that that kid that got the 10 o'clock show. Now it's not the 10 o'clock show. Now it's 10 weekends booked.
Right.
Or now it's the big tour just offered you more money and more cities. But I still feel that every time there's an email of a gig or a phone call of a gig.
I get that.
That's the text message that let's go text when you send it out with the that's
anytime I get an offer about a gig, I'm like, let's do it.
Like even my mom's, I tell my mom, where you at this weekend? I'm like, I'm in anywhere. She says like, are you coming home this weekend? I'm gonna be in New York. And I'm like, nah, I'm in anywhere. I could be like, I'm in Toledo. But anyway, I'm in Kansas City. And she'll go, oh, have fun. And I go, it's on, Ma. Yeah. It's on. Like it's on, Ma. It's on. I'm still lit about this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember back in the day when we first started touring, you text Chris, I'm at the Addison Improv, and he'll text back, I'm at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah. Yo, my show sold out tonight in Cleveland. Yeah, Radio City sold out 2 weeks ago, and the show's not even until next month. You know? Like, all right, let you know, I'm coming.
Right.
I'm coming.
Right. Yeah, man, that's funny. Yeah. But it just lets you know, like you were saying there, I'm coming. Yeah, that's it. Like all these little stepping stones and things that we're doing, and just with being on the tour with you guys for the last 3 years, 3 or 4 years, it literally prepared me for just for this particular moment, and it's going to prepare me. It's preparation for all of the big shit.
Yes,
because once you do it once, what you did last Friday, you realize, oh, it's the same thing.
It's the same.
It's just a bigger. It's a bigger space. Yeah, but it's the same thing I do. But like, don't be wrong. You perform the jokes bigger because there's more people.
Right.
You got more stage to work with. I get all that. But basically, it's just I tell the jokes into this thing. Yeah. And they come out the speaker. Yeah. And they laugh. It's the same shit.
Yeah, that's it.
It's the same. When I was on the stoop in Brooklyn, snapping on people walking past. When I was on the school bus going, yo, you big looking like you. When I was on the subway, it's the same thing. I've done this my whole life. You know what I'm saying?
Or didn't feel like, oh, I might need I said, oh, man, like, I'm telling you, it felt the same.
Yeah. That's why I like young comics act. Who act? It might have been Trent. No, it wasn't Trent. Maybe Grimy. Like, you don't get burnt out. I can't get burnt out. I've done this my entire life. I can't get burnt out. I didn't come into this on some, I'm going to be a comedian. I'm living Tony Rock's natural life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't try to fit into a box. Like, I was already this guy. So I can't get burnt out because I do this every day.
Right.
You know what I mean? I can't. Bro, I would have been, let's say I wasn't doing this. I'd be on the stoop doing this. I'd be the guy at the warehouse. Like, yo, my man's shoes look like but I'd be doing this anyway.
It would take on...
I can't get burnt out.
It would take on its own form.
It's what it is. It's who I am. I can't get burnt out.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me. I get writer's block like a motherfucker. Don't get me wrong about that. Yeah. I be stuck.
Excuse me, fellas.
Yeah. Goodness. But the going up and performing and having a great time and enjoying the shit.
That's a natural. That's the easy. That's the easy part. That's the easy part.
Yeah. That feeling is always that little things. Oh, that's funny. I should say that. Or you know what I mean. Like there's a funny moment that you embrace that nobody else does. Yeah. And then when you actually take it to the mic and it's working, and you get to do it. I like what you said a long time ago. You said, "I don't got to go to work, nigga. I get to go to work."
Right?
Yeah. Right. You got to say, "I get to." Yeah.
I get to go to work. I get to go to work. Yeah. Doing what you do.
The dope part too, man. I got so much support, man, and I just want to say thank you to all those people, man. It was so many people that genuinely was happy for me, which like I was like, wow, like I got so many texts that was like, hey bro, I know this is your dream. Like I known you since you was 12. I've known you. I know this. Like I got so many texts, so many messages on social media, like, and I was really taken aback by how many people like genuinely had like mad support and mad love for that experience that I had. Yo.
Anybody that you haven't heard from in a while hit you up?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A lot of that.
Yeah, man. I was getting like from people from elementary school, everything.
That's always dope, man.
Charleston.
Say what's up to Trey.
What up, kid?
Say what's up.
What up?
Say what's up, Joe Fox.
Hey, Charleston, what's up, man? We got Fruit Loops. What
Hey,
you got?
guess who else is here? Look.
What's up, man?
Who's that? Who was that? You saw who that was? Did you see who it was? Who was it? Grimy.
You like a cartoon character.
Hey, what's my name? What's Dada's name today? Mud.
What?
He said whoever sneezes, their name is Mud.
That was a cough.
And
It was
like
a cough.
10 minutes later, I was like, that's you. He said,
Mud.
your name is Mud.
Ha.
Your name is Mud. Your name is Mud. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Sorry, man.
Did you tell them that you got one of your birthday toys today?
What you get, Charleston?
Tell,
Hey, Trent.
what'd you get? What'd you get? Tell them what you got.
Is he in there?
She can grab me a cup of
Whoa.
ice.
Whoa. Oh, snap.
He has so many Hot Wheels and so much Hot Wheels track that we run out of track sometimes.
Uh-huh.
We lose tracks and the little connector pieces.
Yeah.
So I went on Amazon and you could literally buy more tracks and more connector pieces.
Oh, dope.
and it came with
dope.
one Hot Wheel. So I was like, he's doing so good in his spelling now. We spell every day. We do words.
Gotta
And
treat him.
he spelled a bunch of words, and I was like, if you get them all right, I'll give you one of your birthday toys today.
Dope,
Why
dope,
did I
dope,
say
dope.
that? As soon as I said you get them right,
Spelled
whole
them
day
all
messing
right.
them up. I don't want to do this. Taking
Yeah.
breaks. I'm tired. I said, you get them all right, I'll give you one of your birthday toys today. He ran through
He was
every
a-
last word.
He was a killer in the bee in that month.
Yeah,
He's in
it
a
was
killer.
spelling bee. Little Indian kid was spelling bee. All right, Dada's doing the podcast. I'll talk to you later, okay?
Look at this. The intern asked the intern.
Hey.
for his mics.
No. We
Hey.
still.
I don't know how you should feel about that.
We still.
I love you to all the planets. I love you to all the planets. Even if they make new planets, I love you to those planets too. I don't know, but if they do, I love you to that one too, okay? See you tomorrow, okay? I'm gonna take poop. And make a planet, yes. And we're gonna call it Poop Planet. Sand Planet? Okay, good idea.
More ice.
I'll talk to you later, okay? I love you to all the
Can you hear
planets.
this? More ice.
More ice.
Look.
That's for me.
Give me one.
That's from Trey.
That's for Trey.
I already said, oh my God, more ice.
He's whispering to the mic like he got,
Huh?
like he got a Secret Service thing in his ear.
Yeah,
Peace,
more
kiddo
ice.
diddle. I love you.
More
Okay,
ice.
bye.
Ice is melted.
Text my ex.
Charleston's a regular call-in.
You know, look, every
Everybody
week,
already know that.
we the conversation is flowing, and then I look and see him call. I'm like, I should just keep this conversation going.
Yeah.
Like, but I gotta say bye to my kid. Like,
Yeah.
I can't go to sleep
Yeah,
without saying.
yeah.
But yo, it was funny how you were saying about bits, how you just come up with a bit sometimes.
Yeah. Your mind works that way.
Today, he's at the house, and I go, kiddo, I gotta go take a shower and get ready for the podcast. Like, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, you gonna sit here and watch TV? Yeah, I'll sit right here. Okay, don't move.
Mm-hmm.
I yelled from the shower. You okay, kiddo? Yes, Dada. Okay, I'll just hurry up, try to get you okay,
Right,
kiddo? Like every 2 minutes. You okay, kiddo? Yes, Dada. What are you doing? I'm watching TV. Okay. So today I get out the shower and I hear and I'm like, you okay, kiddo? Yeah. Like, what are you doing? Watching TV. And I said, I heard you running. Where were you going? Huh? And then I go to the top of the stairs. I'm like, hey, come to the bottom of the stairs. Talk to me. He comes to the top of the stairs like this.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, huh? And I go, I heard you running. Where were you? Now, this is a bit. This is absolutely going on stage. Where were you running? I went to the kitchen. I'm like, what were you going to the kitchen for? I went to the kitchen. I realized what he has is in his hand. So I'm like, okay. Start doing my Rain Man, what's in the kitchen? What's in the kitchen that he would be going to get? he probably went and got them chocolate pretzels.
Mm.
He probably went and stuck his hand in them chocolate pretzels.
Yeah.
So if he got a chocolate pretzel in his hand, I'm gonna make this motherfucker stand here and talk to me. So I go, what were you doing in the kitchen? I went to the kitchen. 'Cause you were taking a shower, so I went to the kitchen. I said, to get what? To get a snack. I said, did you ask me, could you get a snack? No. Do you think you should get a snack without asking? No. Whole time chocolate pretzels just melting.
Pretzel fight for
what's
his
in your
life.
hand? He goes like this. This. And they got both hands. I'm like, yo. So I said, come here. Now everything is like, with the baby's teaching moments.
Yeah.
So I go, come here. I go, I don't mind you having a chocolate pretzel. That's not a problem.
Mhm.
That's not a problem.
Mm.
I do mind you taking without asking.
Mm.
You don't take without asking. No takes without asking. His thing is all about good guys, bad guys. No
Mhm.
takes without asking. Bad guys take without asking.
Mhm.
You're not a bad guy, are you? No. We're the who? Who are we? We're the good guys. So what do? We ask. Okay. Now that chocolate pretzel is ruined because it melted in your hand. So throw that in the trash. Go wash your hands. He comes back. I go, now go get a chocolate pretzel. I said, get 2. He took 2. I said, now isn't that better? Yeah. I said, now go sit on the couch. Dad's gonna get dressed. But next time you do what? Next time I have to ask. I'm like, there we go. It's all about everything is a moment.
If this was 1975, we would have got our ass.
If it was my parents, I would have got my ass whipped.
Yeah, that's what I'm
So
saying.
I'm not. We ain't on that shit.
Yeah,
no
my
more. We ain't on
grandmother,
that shit.
my mom never spanked me. But my grandmother would have got in my, or my grandfather would have got in my ass. You see, like how
Yeah.
we learn how to do it differently.
That's
like,
I'm trying to be cognizant of
yeah,
how would my dad have done it.
Mhm.
What? Don't get me wrong. My dad did a lot of stuff right,
Mhm.
but how would he have done it? Was it right or wrong? And how do I do?
right.
Mm.
I'm not following nobody's
Mm.
what they pass down when it comes to parenting. I'm my parenting is starting with me.
Right.
Yeah,
How he parents will be based on what he learns from me.
Right.
He won't learn any of that old shit.
right.
The other day, so funny. We on the road. We was in San Diego. We was in San Diego when I did House of Blues,
Mhm.
and we in the room playing around. He's jumping from my bed to his bed. Like,
Mhm.
Dad, I can make the jump and running and jumping. Okay, be cool, be careful. And I go to like get food from the front door, and I hear the boom, like he jumped and fell.
Mhm.
I'm like, all right, man, don't get a spanking. And that motherfucker straight up looked at me and said, Dad, what's a spanking?
Wow.
And
A
I
spanking.
laughed so hard.
In front of him.
I said, kiddo, do you know that your dad got more spankings than all of your uncles put together? More spankings than Uncle Chris? More spankings than Uncle Chris, Uncle Andre, Uncle Brian, Uncle Kenny, Uncle Jordan, Aunt Andy, Uncle Charles put together. I got more spankings. What's a spanking? I was like, when your dad takes your belt, I took the belt off and I was like, and then you just get hit. And I was like playing around with him, like acting like I'm hitting him. He was dying laughing.
Yeah.
That's a spanking? Dad? I said, no, don't get me
I
wrong.
like
I said,
spanking.
no, don't get me wrong. When I do it
It's
for real,
way
it's gonna
hard.
hurt.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
way
yeah,
hard. So
yeah.
I had to call my mom. I was like, this kid don't know what a spanking is? Oh, hell no. Hell no.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm on my own parenting journey. I'm learning
But
from...
you know, your mom wouldn't even spank.
my mom's to spank the shit out of me. Are you crazy?
No. I'm saying Charleston.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
no.
moms don't smack. I mean, grandparents don't smack
Yeah,
their grandkids.
No. So I posted a picture of them two.
Yeah.
He was in the bed with her. She's reading him a book. And I said, yo, Charles is spending the weekend with grandma. I posted on IG.
Yeah, I
Charles is
saw it.
spending the weekend with grandma. They having a great time. I told him,
That's not
just
the
know
same
that's
lady.
not the same lady that raised me.
Right,
There's
yeah.
not a belt in sight.
Yeah.
She's older than
Not
that.
a
So
belt.
yeah,
Yeah.
she has never spanked him.
Yeah.
Spank it. I had to unlearn it because initially I started off with my first kid, son. I was like, yeah, ass whoopings. That's the usual.
Like, yeah.
Like I was locked in on it. I was like, yeah, I don't care how old you are. So you always get ass whooping. And like somewhere around like 3 or 4, I was like, seems like a young age to get an ass whooping. And like I had to tell myself that I was like, I don't think I should use it. Like I used to threaten with the shoe, like a flip flop. Hit a flip flop, that's your ass. You know what I'm saying? So eventually he got afraid of the flip flop. So if it's on flip flop, I wouldn't have to grab it anymore. I would just go, hey, go grab me the flip flop. Like psychologically. Like,
Right.
yeah, I'm sorry.
That's trauma.
It's trauma. And I realized, why would I do that? You have to psychoanalyze everything. And I remember that my mom used to say, we had switches back then. We got whipped with switches.
Yeah.
And so my
Switches,
mom would always
belts.
go, okay, go get your switch. That was the thing.
Right.
She would send us
Yeah,
go
yeah.
get
I
our
remember
switch.
that. Yeah, same thing.
And she would say, go get your switch and don't pick no weak one. I'm going to go get one myself. And I was like,
My grandma did the same thing.
it's in your head now. And then she always go, and then peel all the leaves off and leave one leaf
Yeah.
on there. I'm whooping till the leaf come off. And I was like, damn, I got to pick a weak ass leaf then because if she whipped me until the leaf come off.
Right.
And I was like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I
Yeah.
remember up until like middle school, I was like, hey, dog, I'd rather run away than go back upstairs with the switch now. Like I remember like
Right.
freshman
Yeah.
year, I was like, I'm too old for
Trauma.
this, dog. I'm bigger than her. I can't let her whoop me
I'm
with a
bigger
switch.
than her, yeah.
And I was like, okay, that flashback, and I get flash forward now. I'm looking at my son like, what does he need to know about that life for if he never knew it existed? He don't need to know that I experienced that. I'm just trying to get him to understand how you should be fearful, but I really want you to be respectful. But I've turned it into fear, which to me just means that once I get away from you, I'm going to avoid that thing that made me scared instead of the thing that made me respectful. And I was like,
So I read this
Dang.
recently. I saw all about. I told you we started the podcast, but this is my therapy. By the time your child is 4 years old, by the time your child is 4 years old, their 25% of their brain is developed. 25% of their brain is functional.
Right.
So in that 25%, you want 100 of that 25% to be fear of you.
Right.
Right.
It's only 25% developed. So up that 25, 100% is like, yo, this motherfucker scares me. I don't want my child to be like that. I want his 25% to be, I could talk to Dada. Dada understands. Dada will talk to me. Dada will explain it. If I'm hurt, I come to Dada. If somebody hurts me, I come to Dada. There's no fear in him approaching me whatsoever.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't want him, I'm not on that shit. I don't want him to ever look at me like, oh, I don't want to tell him this. I want him to always be like, that's the guy to talk to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you was talking about your mother to go get the switch, or your father, did your father do that?
no, my dad got a belt, but my mom was the main disciplinarian.
Yeah,
for sure.
my mother would say, "Go get your father's belt." No,
God,
now
the big one, the big thick leather one.
Well, but see, when you do it for the very first time,
I had the keys.
you don't know. You go get the belt that you saw he had on.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, well, here it is. I'm talking about try to take it off the pants here. This one hurts. So I was like, all right, I'm not going to get this one because I've seen other belts in the closet. Next time she asked me that, give me the one off the robe. Give me the one off the robe.
That's funny.
She goes.
That's funny. Write that down.
She goes like this.
Whooping in slow motion.
That's a good one, Fox. Write that down, Fox. Write that down.
Choke me out with that thing.
Nah, that's one thing my mom never did. My mom never spanked me, ever.
What?
I got all my spankings from my grandmother and my grandfather.
My mother body slammed me.
My mom, you know why my mom, because like you just said, my mom got so many spankings.
Yeah.
My grandmother, her
She
mom
was like,
and
I'm
her
not doing
dad
this.
spanked her so
Yeah.
much. She said, I'm not. But now, mind you, she left it up to them to do.
Yeah.
She ain't protect me from
My
that.
hands are clean. No blood on my hands.
Yeah,
Go
but
adjust his attitude.
But you know what I mean. But my grandfather would spank everybody in the neighborhood. That's how my grandfather was.
Like,
That's how my block was. My block. That's why I say I got more spankings than anybody. Because my street was, it was my parents. 3 doors down was Grandma Jenkins. Next door to Grandma Jenkins was Grandma Gilmore. Across the street was Reverend McCullum. Grandma Miss Jarrell, Ahmed D's moms. Miss Hall, Nadine's mother. I would fucking get my ass.
Everybody had
By the time I get home, I'm already like, yo, I'm already beat the fuck up. And then get home, and then you get the big ass whooping. When they tell your parents
what you did. Yep.
Right.
Gosh.
Yeah.
We had Miss
I
Thomas,
get 10
Miss Adams.
beatings in one incident.
He said, don't leave me out.
Yeah.
I want some too.
We used to line up in age order for our ass whoopers. She'd be like, all right, go with age. I'm like, damn, I'm fourth. Okay, so which way we lining up? Is it oldest to youngest? Whoopers are, and now I realize now that, they suck. But what it is just, my mom was probably thinking like, well, that's how I was raised. And my mom was raised by only her dad because her mom died when she was like 8 months
That's
old.
the problem.
So it was a dude raising 5
community.
kids. And so he just like, I'm whooping all 3 of my sons, 2 of my daughters.
Mhm.
And my mom was the youngest kid. And so she was like, all right, when I have kids, I mean, we got whooping.
It's either going to go that way or the opposite.
Exactly.
The complete opposite. Yeah.
We'll change the subject after this, but that's the problem in the black community. We pass down everything.
Yeah.
We pass down our horrible diets. That's why generations have diabetes and hypertension and high blood pressure and gout, because we pass that shit down. We pass down the trauma. So they got beatings, they getting beat. Nobody's decided at one point, stop, talk.
Yeah.
Let's talk, let's communicate. Let's change this whole thing. We just keep passing it down.
Yeah, that violence.
We pass down not keeping the money or being smarter with the money.
Poor financial
We go
management.
broke to broke to broke. White people go broke to made some money to rich to staying rich.
Yep.
We go broke.
Yeah.
We pass everything down.
Yeah, I think the trauma response to past trauma is to do more of the same thing. You know,
That's what you know.
Because that's what you know.
You live in what
It's
you
like
know.
coding.
But you got to get to the point in your life where you say, okay, this is what I know, but this doesn't have to be what I continue to pass down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with discipline. Like, there's so many other ways to discipline a kid or just to correct an action. And you realize that, and you're like, oh, there's so many more options. Because I've been thinking, like, so y'all done get your ass beat, and y'all all turned out okay?
Well,
you realize, like,
gotta
there's
be-
other
everything
ways.
gotta
yeah, but you
It
can't.
gotta change,
You
man.
gotta
We
have
have to.
a little discomfort to be disciplined.
No, but listen, I agree.
yeah,
I agree.
but
Mike Tyson said it before, and I truly believe it. Every young man growing up, especially a young black man,
Mhm.
should have a older man, not that they fear, but that they don't want to disappoint. I don't want Charleston to fear me, but I want Charleston to feel like I never want to disappoint Dad. I don't want to get a fucking 20 on a test, and he's like, wow, come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to disappoint him. Not because of fear, but I love him so much, I don't want to disappoint him. I'll work harder to show him, look, Dad, I got 100. Yo, I'm proud of you, kiddo. Play baseball. Yo, Dad, I practice. You know, I want him to be proud. I want him to want me to be proud of him, not fear at all.
Right. I mean, you know, I watch all you guys have kids, but I watch you guys, you know, with your kids. Not so much you. I haven't seen so much. I've seen some posts, but with you, and then just you and Bryce, I can tell the relationship there. I didn't see fear. Like I'm talking about,
I never
afraid fear.
I never.
He reveres you.
I never spanked them. No. Let me tell you that. I popped them a few times, like maybe twice.
Corrective,
in his like
right?
for corrective actions. One time he threw something at his mom, did something like that. So I had to, correct him. You know what I mean? But I never had to do that. Like I'm like how you are with Charleston. I was like that with Bryce. Like I remember one time he nicked his hair, was playing with scissors and cut a big chunk out of his hair. I said, "Yo, what happened to your hair?" Yo, what happened? Like, and he didn't want to tell, because kids already have the fear when they know they've done something wrong.
You're bigger.
They know when they do something wrong. So how Charleston was scared to just be like, "Yo, I got a press." That's the fear that they already had. That's all they need.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Yo, you're not gonna get in trouble, but if you continue to act like you don't know what happened, it's just gonna make me mad." And now that's the thing that would get you in trouble, not the action.
Yeah.
I
think we as men, we get in trouble trying to imitate or learn to do the behaviors of our fathers, and we just did it wrong.
Oops, my sister did that too. Not just men. Andy, to this day, Andy has a cut across her chin right here, like a razor cut right here across her chin, because she saw my dad shaving. And she went in the bathroom and took the thing and cut her whole chin right across.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's like, don't spank me. I'm already
bleeding in this
blood coming out. You're like, oh shit, that's never mind a spanking. You already learned your lesson.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna shift gears.
Yeah.
So I'm always reading everything, trying to find what we're gonna talk about on the podcast, what's going on, what's trending. We'll go sports for a little while.
Okay, talk to it.
You are a WNBA fan, yes or no?
Yeah, like in the last 2 years.
Same here.
Yeah.
I watch for sure.
No, not so much.
Not so much, but one of my partners, his daughter is on the basketball train, so like vicariously, I hope. They
you said
so.
You said in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
What changed in the last 2 years?
CAITLYN and Reese made me. Yeah.
How long?
I've been following for about 5 or 6 years now. College, girls I met in college thought were cute, and I kind of followed into the WNBA career, and I ended up just watching.
You get finer.
Well, no, I just was like, oh, this is actually interesting. Once I watched it, I was like, oh, I have a thing about women's basketball is that I think that they have more fundamentals in their game physically.
Yeah.
Like their shot is more perfect.
Oh,
They
yeah,
don't rely on their
yeah.
strength. So you got to rely on the fundamentals. So like, I show my son videos of girls shooting all the time. Look at that elbow. Look at that hand. Look at that wrist. Like they shoot perfect.
And because your son is involved.
My son loves basketball, so I always try to give him to watch people and go, dang, this is really crazy. So I've been following women's basketball for a while, but yeah, I've this last few years.
Yeah, last 2 years I've been watching it.
It's been amazing. To watch
so
the growth.
I'm into women's basketball. I remember Dawn Staley when she played for University of Virginia, because we kind of all the dudes on the block was like, "Yo, Shorty can get it." Like we was on there,
right?
Like that. Then not so much,
right?
Then when she started coaching SC, my family's from SC, so we all my family down south was like, "Yo, Dawn Staley."
Yeah.
But again, I say the same thing in the last 2 years, 3 years maybe, because one, Caitlin Clark and Reese. 2, I met Jonquel Jones that plays for the New York Liberty. I met her in Brooklyn like 2 summers ago. Literally, I'm walking down Flatbush Ave. She walking up Flatbush Ave. She sees me. I see her. She says, "You look famous." And I said, "You look famous." And I go, "Liberty." And she goes, "Comedian." And I'm like, "Yep." And we just keep going on our way. So when the Liberty would play, I'd be like, "Yo, my girls, what I tell you?" So I would watch. I support the Liberty. I literally, son, this is how much I was involved. I put money in Vegas on them to win the.
I remember that.
chip.
Yeah.
I got like maybe $800. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
But I say that to say most people, and even in this room, half of this room is involved in WNBA because of CAITLYN and Reese.
Oh yeah, for
Right?
sure.
Facts.
Add
So-
excitement to the game.
A sportscaster, Monica McNutt, you know what Monica McNutt is?
Yes, man.
She was interviewed and asked, why does she think Caitlin Clark has such a huge following among amongst young women? And her response was, because she's white. Is that a negative statement? Is that a negative statement? Is that a true statement? Or is it they didn't give us the whole scope of what she said?
I completely agree. I'm not going to fight that one. Here's the thing.
You agree?
That Monica is right. That she is white. That's the biggest prevailing. Like, you have to get that part first. Like, when we come, even when we watch the Olympics, or we root for America, right? But if it ain't America versus somebody else in sports, black, white boxer, you're going to root for the black boxer, right? America is still a black, white country. And when you see one of your own thriving, especially against niggas, white people get especially excited about that. And so this white girl is hooping against black people and going to town. It reminds them of Bird. Like, Bird wasn't scared of them. He'd go right at them. So Caitlyn is that new Bird sensation to white people. You like to root for your own people. I get it. Now, she is good at basketball. She's amazing at basketball. But the fact that they amped it up with the fact that she had a nemesis that was a black chick, that made the attention and the beat her. Like, they want, like, that race war is always going to win. The race war keeps us thriving in America. You got to put us against each other to make more money. Ain't nothing selling from black on black or white on white. Nothing sell better than black versus white. Yeah. And that's why they found her an enemy. And now even Angel Reese, as good as she is.
They made her an enemy.
They made her an enemy. And then Angel Reese got to admit, she is thriving because of it. If she would not have, here's the thing. She would have been Angel Reese, but Angel Reese versus Caitlyn, that got her to like another couple meals for sure.
Wait, I just say one thing. He said, "This is America. We go America first, then black." I go black every time. I don't give a fuck. Uganda versus America. I'm going Uganda. I'm black every time. I'm not America at all. It's black
America at
pigment versus everybody.
I mean, when we all get along, we're America goes.
Uganda,
Wakanda versus everybody.
That is hilarious.
Oh, America. No. So I live in America. I know how much America don't like us.
Yeah.
I never go America first.
So Nigeria,
I go Nigeria versus fucking Queens, New York.
So basketball final would have been Nigeria versus USA.
Nigeria.
That'd have been dope.
Nigeria.
I might have fucked with that actually. I might have probably been like, yo, Nigeria, that'd be dope.
I can't wait for fucking
fuck France,
Kenya
right?
to get a fucking hockey team.
France is half Nigerian.
So let me ask you this, Grammy. Why couldn't it be the other way around?
Which part? That because she's not
because
black?
you said Caitlyn, Angel fed off of it because of Caitlyn. Why Caitlyn couldn't fed off of it because of Angel?
Well, here's why I think that. Because it's just a numbers game. Like, she was in the middle of America in Iowa. She got the Midwest heart on lock. Caitlyn Clark did, right? That you can't beat that kind of girl next door selling story, right? The girl next door that can hoop, right? You know how they paint it? Oh, she's just your neighbor next door, and then this girl from the South is all up in her face, yelling at her, attacking our precious little white Jew. Like, they made it look like that. If that was the case, they would have bought more Angel Reese jerseys. But Caitlyn Clark jerseys are the ones being bought because they've chosen a side.
Who bought them?
Majority white.
Look, we talked earlier. Look at the
numbers.
The numbers
in the arena.
Every game Caitlyn plays,
sell out.
In visiting arenas,
they move
sell out
to the NBA arenas. They be playing in college. Like, I remember Caitlyn Clark game was supposed to be at Long Beach State College, the little pyramid. They had to move that shit to crypto.
Yeah,
they're like, oh, Angel, we gotta get her here.
Yeah. As much as I like Angel, and I think Angel I love Angel Reese.
Wait, so go back to the
She's
original
box
question. Do
office.
you agree that she has all this publicity, all these numbers because she's white?
I'm gonna say prior to her being white, I'm gonna say more so because of she is that good. So I will say, but white always got to play.
Yeah, it's the same reason why Taylor Swift does more than Beyonce.
Race is always going to play a
Taylor Swift is going to
factor.
make more money than Beyonce because
you can't ignore that. You know, that's always going to be the factor.
Numbers game.
Young white girl doing what she's doing, the All-American. I'm pretty sure eventually they're going to say she. What a sexy white girl is supposed to look like.
They're about to make it
They're
sexy.
about to say the music, the most beautiful,
Next summer, she about to be
most beautiful woman.
People Magazine, most beautiful
Magazine.
magazine. And you're like,
People
whoa,
Magazine,
I'm
most
Voted the best. I'm like,
Put her
who
in some
voted?
Skims. It's coming.
So yeah, so race that so her being white definitely has a lot to do with it. I would say so.
But she can hoop. That's not
Yeah,
deniable.
no,
She's
that's
a
okay.
ball.
So we were talking about it earlier.
We're not taking that away
I
from
think yes, because she's white, but the fact that she can
Backs it
ball
up.
for real, let's not discredit that. That's what I'm
Absolutely.
saying. Yo, she's really
She's good.
can ball.
She's
I literally flick channels like, oh shit, Clayton Hawkins playing.
Numbers don't lie. She actually is breaking like every record that like the MVP
Right.
has had, and she's a rookie only.
But we love the rivalry though.
Absolutely.
Like when
this is America.
when CAITLYN plays against Angel, it's like
America is
I wanna
built
watch this
on the
game.
rivalry. Every
a race rivalry.
America's Pepsi Coke,
Mhm.
fucking Ford, Chevy, black, white,
Lakers, Celtics, Yankees,
Lakers,
Red
Celtics,
Sox.
Yankees, Red Sox, Republican, Democrat. That's how America's
Take
built.
sides.
Bloods, Crips.
Sides,
It's
yeah.
built on Bloods, Crips,
Everything has a
cops, niggas. It's America plays that narrative in everything.
Mhm.
Everything, if you break it down, it will come down to that narrative. The antagonist, the this versus that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
saying?
you pull
Everything.
it down. You pull it down to the bare bones. You have race.
Now there's more layers, right? There's more layers to
Absolutely.
it, but it all starts with we gotta get that rivalry going.
That sells.
So where do we think?
The North versus the South.
North versus South.
It was
like,
white people fighting white people.
Directional. You know, it's like I just wanted to say this because I'm not a sports fan like that, but just that aspect of it. Who's the villain in that dynamic? Who's
Angel. Well, they
don't
try
know.
to make it Angel,
See,
but it really isn't.
They don't have to be a villain. They skew
choose
it,
your villain.
but then that's where your own intelligence comes into it and go. They trying to make it villainous.
Well, yeah,
but
but
don't have to be a villain.
But that I think to every story, like what you were saying, to sensationalize it, it makes more money. It's more of a thing to watch. They have to turn somebody,
Yeah, they elbow
angels
Caitlyn.
and demons and type.
Remember, Caitlyn Clark got elbowed, and that shit was on the news for 5 days straight. Was it malicious?
Yeah,
Why they
even
trying
she
to
was
harm
like, yo,
her?
even she was like, "Yo, let it go."
Why that black girl
Yeah,
with
yeah.
braids trying to
Basketball.
harm Caitlyn? Like they were
It's-
trying to
it's not them, it's us.
Caitlyn Clark could do the same shit. She could do this
Yeah.
and all that.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, we
She
didn't
did it
see
first,
She did
actually.
it first.
She did it first.
She
Oh,
did
she
it
was doing
first.
back
She did this to the team.
Angel
they beat.
did it back to her.
The team they beat, she was like this.
Low
And
key.
the next game, Angel's team beat her, and Angel went like
Angel
this.
was like,
Look,
And it was like, why? So
Caitlyn was
classless.
trying to be the
no
villain.
Class,
Oh,
no.
yeah.
See, they skew it
Now that's-
negatively.
now that's
they
right.
was
Now
trying
that's
to
right.
make,
Villain,
they make a
dog.
villain. She
Yeah,
don't have
they
to be the
make
villain
the-
if you realize that she did it first, but they make it
Mhm.
villainous.
Yeah.
Caitlyn talk shit to the refs, talk shit to other coaches. She be talking shit to everybody. She low key could be the villain if she wasn't already put in the light
Because look,
of
Bird was the villain.
exactly.
Bird was the villain. Bird was like, I'll take the villain
Not
role.
in Boston, he wasn't.
Not in Boston. He was the hero. But between him and Magic,
Oh, for sure. Magic,
You know,
could
Magic
go
was
wrong
back
That was actually perfect because it was coast versus coast.
Yep.
Mhm.
Color versus color. Flashy versus traditional.
Hillbilly.
Middle
It was
Western, yeah.
it checked every box.
Hillbilly.
It checked every
It was
box.
the perfect rivalry.
Right?
That was, yeah.
It was a nigga with a goatee versus perfect hair. Stiff ass standstill jumper versus no look. That shit was perfect.
Athleticism
Will we get
versus-
a better rivalry than that anytime soon? I doubt it.
That always plays
Luka would
out.
need an enemy. I don't know if that would even. That's still
Luka not from here.
Exactly. That's the reason why he's not as he should be bigger, but it's
Luka's
because
not
he's
from
not
here.
from here.
Luka not from here.
yeah, we haven't had a black and white rivalry like that.
You know why? It won't work because Luka not from here. Therefore, he's not as racist.
Exactly. He be like, I love Tupac. I love.
I played. I grew up with the black people. I grew up.
Michael
With
Jordan, greatest ever. Like,
Isn't it odd how that always makes it okay?
what?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I grew up with the black people, so whatever you're saying that I did wrong, it ain't really that wrong.
Well, the problem
Yeah,
with that
like
is
a
that
racist,
there are people who are
really-
just saying, no, I've always been exposed to them. I've never been treated that way. Versus somebody saying, hey, I'm not racist. I know a couple. Like, You know, people
That's
grew up-
racist. Yeah.
That's the
But a
default.
lot of people in different countries had never really been exposed
They
to
haven't been
black
taught
people.
to be racist yet enough.
Right.
Like how they like there are kids right now. I think about it all the time. Like my sons probably don't know it yet, but his friends and they be at dinner talking crazy, and one day they're gonna spill that shit to the recess, and my son gonna hear something and be like,
Yeah, he hasn't.
"Damn,
He hasn't had his nigga wake up call.
exactly."
Yet. Charleston hasn't had his.
I be waiting all the time, like, man, one of these days. you know,
Charleston's 4. He hasn't had his nigga wake up call yet. Now that's another thing about being a black dad. It's like that day is gonna be like, oh, this is heavy. You didn't realize that Charleston's maybe one of 4 or 5 black kids in his whole school.
Mm-hmm.
5.
Yeah.
I think I'm reaching because I remember seeing like maybe 3.
No, I count
And
my.
one of those 3 is probably biracial.
I count my kids.
You know all the, all their parents.
I know one of the children, one little black girl. Her dad's name is Miles.
Mm-hmm.
I see Miles. Yo, it's so funny. All white parents. I'm walking there. Oh, good morning. Good morning. I see Miles. What up, boy?
Yeah.
Every time.
Yo, that is so
every
funny.
time. I'm leaving. I got Charleston. Like, yo, Miles. Yo. I'm here. He turned around like, yo, all right, be cool, bro. Have a good weekend.
On
all
purpose.
The white people. Have a good weekend.
Yo, the parent acknowledgements are crazy.
What are you guys doing for the summer? And I let them motherfuckers have it.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing for the summer? Well, first we go into the Bahamas for his birthday.
Yeah.
Then he going to Germany.
Let him have
then we
it.
gonna spend the rest of that summer in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Then we come back. Oh man.
Wow.
Yeah, we just got back. Just got back from Paris, and then Charleston's going to here. They're like,
Let them have it.
You get that noise.
Using those freaking flyer miles, I see.
Yeah, they're too afraid to
work
ask
for
for
the
it.
Miles,
Yeah.
dude, Miles, I know his wife is black. Their daughter's dark brown.
Mhm.
But then there's another young little girl, and I'm like, kiddo, what's her name? And he'll say her name, and I'm like, is she in your class? Yeah, and she's high yellow. And
Yeah.
I see the moms, I don't see the dad. So I'm like,
Man,
Grimy, you got to play some new music for your kid around your kids. Bro.
Oh,
You
bro.
setting them up.
No, my kids, they listen to all the stuff I grew up listening to. So it's kind of funny, like,
REM,
I can rap. No,
REO Speedwagon.
No, I listen to my art music separately. I listen to Fall Out Boy and all that on a different
I heard you. They
I
was
blame
dancing to
my-
the bullshit.
I blend my Fall Out Boy with. I make him learn Fall Out Boy, but I also let them learn Luther, Prince. Like I listen to like all
Depeche
kinds. Earth, Wind,
Mode?
and Fire. I grew up on Earth, Wind, and Fire. Like my whole high school career was Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
So my son,
your
like,
high school career?
the
high
whole
school career.
4 years of high school.
Okay.
I'd be like,
okay, somebody's like,
yeah.
3
I
years.
know, right.
I know. I call it a career.
My high school
But
career.
no, man, my kids are well-rounded when it comes to music, so they won't have a problem with that at all. Honestly, they end up. My son has like he has little spat. How he call it, like Tourette's. He has like Tourette's nigga moments where he'll be like just chilling and
Tourette's
talking
nigga
and be like,
moments.
yeah, damn, blah blah. Then he'd be like, bricks, like Gucci Man. Like, hey, don't do that, because you're gonna scare people if you just randomly.
How's
He 8.
8 years
Yeah.
old. Oh, he
Girlfriend yet?
know.
No,
Into
he
girls yet?
he don't talk
Girls
to me
kid
about
yet?
it. He talks to his mom only. But the girls, when he walks out of class, and okay, paint the picture. This little light skinned nigga with like a blonde mohawk walks out of the school. Only one mixed kid in the school besides him. So he come out athletic, Nike, geared up. Little white girls walk out, vibrating. And my son just so oblivious. He'd be like, all right, see you. Like he don't know that they like him. Like,
So,
Okay,
you
so
know-
he
you know-
got no
so-
game like his dad.
no, he got game. But he don't got game. I got game, but he got that. I don't need game swag. Like I'm an athlete.
I
On
don't
my job.
need
I
game
can
swag.
feel it, but I'm ignoring it on purpose.
So
Or
you
on
know
accident.
he's going to date a white girl.
But here's the thing, though.
That's just a numbers game.
That's why
You
I'm
out in
saying.
LA, if you got a black
That's
kid in
why I
LA,
said it.
he's gonna date a white girl.
It's going to be white or Mexican.
If you're successful,
I'm not surprised by that.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. FYI. There's nothing wrong with that.
Depending on where you at.
You said, well.
But I tell him, here's the thing, though. I can't tell what he likes. I do know that there was a girl last year that was
White
like
girl?
the only black girl at the
Oh,
school.
the only black girl.
And I would always say her name, and he would go, "Yeah, come on, dude." Like, he would always like laugh. So I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because like you said, it's a numbers game. That's why I said if he was more exposed,
yeah,
but out here in LA, you just not.
I'm not lying.
What I mean by that is like, I guess it is a numbers game, but
No,
what I
it
mean
is.
like, if you're trying to have your kid in a good school,
Right.
growing up in the right neighborhood, not that there's neighborhoods that
But there are,
y'all know what the fuck I'm saying.
Yeah.
Then he's gonna be around majority white children,
absolutely.
majority biracial, majority white.
Even LeBron's son.
Yeah,
went
That's
to,
what I'm
like,
saying.
Brentwood or
Sierra Canyon. When you go to Sierra Canyon,
black
when
girls
Charleston
there.
goes to Sierra Canyon and he's averaging 30 a game,
Yeah.
he's gonna have white
It's
girls.
eight black
everybody,
girls
it
there.
ain't even that. It's either mixed kids there,
Mm-hmm.
Jewish, Armenian, white,
Or rich blonde girls.
very
Yeah,
few black. Very few black.
Wait, he don't talk about girls yet?
He doesn't talk about it to me. Only his
Oh,
mom.
it's his mom. Okay, good.
Yeah, and I guess it's because
So
I
what does
make
he
jokes
say
too
to his
much.
mom?
He'll say who he thinks is cute, or if he wants to make a note for Valentine's Day, he like asks her to like help me write this note for this.
Oh, okay.
He like does that artsy stuff with her, and like he'll make a beautiful ass card. And I go, "Who's that for? None of your business, Dad."
Okay, yeah. Cause
Like, what's up with those?
Charleston would say that's my girlfriend.
That's good.
Really?
It's just a girl that he's playing with.
Girlfriend.
Dad, I have a play date next Saturday. Who you got to play date with? My girlfriend. And his mother got to be like, it's the girl from.
Yeah, yeah.
But he knows it's a girl. She's his friend.
Yeah.
Play dates
That's
are
his
crazy.
girlfriend.
Play dates.
Yeah.
I did not think that was gonna be a thing, man. But they don't play around about them play dates. They schedule them shit.
I don't like it.
I don't like them either.
I don't like it.
I never grew up on that shit.
You gotta
do that.
No, go ahead. Wait,
I never grew up on play dates, so I was
didn't
confused
either.
when the
I
mom
didn't have,
walked up on me.
the only
You
thing
said
we have is
nah, what?
birthday
You
parties.
said, nah, what?
But it's different now. You got to be at them play dates.
No, this is what I mean. I don't like the structured, scheduled playing.
Okay.
I would rather just take him to the park and go play.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They
And
say
let him say, "Hey, you want to shoot? Like, I got a ball. You don't have a ball. You want to
Not
shoot?
putting
Or
them
hey,
together.
I got
Like an arranged
I got my
marriage.
I got my scooter. You got your scooter. You want to ride?
Yeah.
And that. form-
that's ideal.
You know what I'm
They
saying?
say shit like,
A friendship.
okay,
I
so
don't
school
like
gets
the
out at
2
2.
o'clock. They'll meet here.
Exactly.
Nah, because then he only knows that kid.
Yeah.
But it's mad kids in the park.
Right,
Yo,
right,
just
right.
go. Just go. I used to go to the park with my ball and just shoot. Right. And then some other kid come over like, "Yo, let me get a shot." Throw him the ball. He shoot.
Built organic.
Then
yeah.
by the time it's 10 kids, they're like, "Yo, it's 5 down there. 5. Yo, y'all want to run?
Yeah.
Like y'all got these 5. I don't know these niggas, but I got
Yeah.
5.
Right.
I don't know those niggas either. Game over. We won. Like, yo, my man, what's your name? Yo,
Right,
nice
right,
pass.
I'll see you next time.
Yo, you here
Somebody-
next week? Yo,
Yeah.
son, let's do it next. Yo,
Yeah, that's how you build
Next thing you know,
friendships.
then you in the neighborhood, especially in Bed-Stuy. I'm in the pool hall playing that night, killing niggas, taking money. And then somebody walking like, "Yo, I played ball with son today. Yo, son night. Yo, oh shit, what's up, boy?
Right.
Yo, you live around here? Yeah, I live on Decatur. Yo, I live on this Decatur." Next thing you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
That's-
He already got a squad. I got a squad. We see each other. Yo, what's up? Now your man's is cool with his man's.
Mhm.
And now you go places and it's like, yo, we good.
Yeah, he
I'm
good.
my man right here. Like,
Yeah.
or you getting some shit and they like, yo, son, we got you. You good.
Yeah.
Ain't you tone, dude? Like,
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I hardly ever see.
I know I made it. I elevated it.
Yeah,
But I'm just
you got to
saying,
adulthood, but-
organically, you find your own friend group. You know what
But
I'm
you know why it's like it was like that? Because we didn't have all the stuff that kept us inside. Like the video games and
No, we
saying?
did have it.
Charleston's an outside baby.
We had video
We
games.
have video games. Yeah.
we had them, but
Yeah.
we didn't have we.
But we was
They
outside
were
more
new.
for sure.
We was outside more. We would go outside.
It was the
with-
same. We
Yeah,
was outside
I'm
and
an
we
outside
played.
kid. I was an
Yeah.
outside kid.
But play dates
Yeah.
are like, they be like, yo, so the school gets out at 2. We're gonna let your son come with us to our house. Walk like wait, what? Like I've never done that in my life. Like
We're gonna
we'll
let
pick him
your
up. We'll
son
take him
come to our house.
Like, so I'm not gonna be a part of this. Oh, you don't even gotta go pick him up until 4 or 5. I'm like, that's not normal. Y'all all do that? Like, yeah, we all
Yo,
do that.
I'm so glad I
Blew
got out
my
this.
mind, bro. I was
nah,
like,
no,
no,
we
I'll
do
be
that.
there. I'll be
No, we
with
got-
him. I'll come to the house for the play date.
Yo, you know,
No,
so,
we
like,
gotta
so
go
funny.
home and call me
Yo.
when we get home from work. Call me when
So,
you get
yeah,
out of
helicopter
school.
Hold
man.
man.
on,
We
when
got.
I was in when I did Mike Epps Comedy Club, that one mic
Mhm.
in Detroit. I think I was going to New York when I
Mm.
left there. Right? I was going there. Then from there I was going to New York to take Charleston to see grandma. So I took Charleston with me to Detroit. Me and Mike Young was on the show.
Yeah.
People that don't know, Mike Young is a funny comic. He is like my brother. Like my brother in real life. I took Charleston to Detroit to meet his mother.
Oh, okay.
His mother, I call mom.
Mhm.
That's how close we are. I've had Thanksgiving dinner with them a couple of years in a row. You know what I'm saying? So that's my fam. I took Charleston to meet grandma. So we in Detroit. Mike's at the show. He's like, Mike's like, Saturday, let's go here, hit this something during the day. And I'm like, well, I brought Charleston to meet, meet moms. And Mike says, all right, so this is what I'll do. I'll come to your hotel. I'll pick Charleston up. I'll take him to meet moms. And then me and you'll go here. And then we'll come back and meet Charleston later. And then the whole time I'm like, this motherfucker's like, and this is my man, $100,000. Like, I love this dude.
Yeah, but we don't do
If
that.
you think I'm not gonna be with my baby while we run over here and do something, he's gonna nah.
That was Chinese, the last
Nah.
5 sentences. He
Look, I
said.
said, I'm literally in my head like this. He's my man. I love him to death. But I was like, that's the white talking. Like, I'll come pick your child up, take him to my mother's, and then we'll go here.
Yeah.
Yo, it blows my mind. That and sleepovers. I'd be like, sleepover where? At somebody else's house? Where will I be? Am I sleeping over too? It's with me and 5 8-year-olds.
We had
sound
sleepover.
like that.
Now, we did that. We had Bryce never really slept over. Never really had sleepovers like that. But growing up, shit, we had sleepovers.
I don't know nothing about that life.
We had sleepovers at
Yeah,
my house.
sleepovers,
But see, my house.
That's the only thing. My mom
my house
was
was
I had
a
at my
house.
crib or one of
we
my
did that
like
a few
cousins
times.
or one of my
No,
other
cousins is different.
yeah.
Families different.
Or one of my I had my homeboy Scott. He was
Yeah.
Jewish. My first Jewish best friend. I would go spend a night at his house. And then sometimes he would come spend a night at my crib. And to his day, he'll be like, you introduced me to Showtime at the Apollo.
Yeah, best food I've had.
Showtime at the
tasted
Apollo.
so much flavor in my life.
Yeah, that's when he first saw Showtime at the Apollo. He'll tell you to this day, man.
Wow.
And he's like a really dope poet, like well-rounded. Yeah.
Okay, so the first white best friend you get, the shit that opens your eyes, you be like, so this is how y'all been living the whole time. Like that blew my mind, dog. My first white friend was a girl in 6th grade named Alex, and I went over her house one day. And I always thought it was crazy because she had a bowl of M&Ms on the table. And I was like, why are these here? And she's like, for guests, you can grab some. And I was like, ain't no fucking
M&Ms.
Right.
Bro, and then she went to the closet and it was just bags of chips in the closet. I said, what are these for?
That's called a pantry.
It's called a snack closet or a pantry. And I was like, I went back home to my family.
Chips in the closet.
Right.
Snack closet.
Yo, I went home to my family. Yo, they got chips in the closet. They had M&Ms on the table. My family was like, why you didn't bring something home? I was like, I didn't know I could take it.
Yo, can I tell you my first best friend story? Public school, PS 277 on Garrison Avenue. My best friend, I can't remember his last name. It was like Eddie something. Like third grade, 3rd, 4th grade. We got each other's phone numbers. We would call each other, check on homework and bullshit, and talk about girls and all that. And we had a test coming up. Vaguely remember this. We had a test coming up, like that Friday. And he's like, "Did you study for the test?" And I'm like, "Yeah." You know, what did you think you're gonna get on the test? And I'm like, "I don't know." You know, I studied, dog. Me and my mom read this book, and I went over this with my mom. And my mom was a teacher. My mom went there. Me and my mom did this, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't know, man. I wish we didn't have to take this test." And this motherfucker said on the phone to me, "Wouldn't it be cool if the school burnt down and we didn't have to take the test?" And I'm a kid. I was like, yeah, that'd be funny. I'm thinking like, yeah, nigga, I'm a comic mind. Even then, that'd be funny.
Yeah.
Joking. I was black.
Right.
I was a black kid on the phone with this white kid. His mother was listening on the phone on the other end. Like I guess they had, more than one phone in the house. She's listening to us have a conversation. He said, "Wouldn't it be cool if the school burnt down and we didn't have to take the test?" I said, "Yeah, that'd be funny." All I said, "That'd be funny." I get to school the next day. His mother came in and made a complaint that I said I was going to burn the school down so we didn't have to take the test.
Wow.
They called my mother. Now, my mother was a teacher at the school I went to. Y'all know this. So they called my mother and tell her one thing about Rose Rock. Rose Rock know her kids. Rose Rock know her children. Word. My kid said that.
Is it word?
My kid said that. Word. All right. She sat there and took the verbal abuse and the, you got to do better. And Tony's this and that. Okay, I'll talk to him. Yeah. Yo, on my mama, which is literally on my mama, she was like, "I didn't believe that shit for a second. I know you didn't say that shit. I didn't believe that shit for a second." Which, how you said that time you made it upset you that your mom didn't have your back? The fact that my mom was like standing 10 toes deep, like, I know my kid ain't say that shit.
Right.
That shit was like, I love her so much.
Yes.
And she said, "You ain't never talking to that little boy again."
Wow.
And I was so hurt by the false accusation. I was like this. Even as a child, I was like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Fuck that kid.
Yeah.
Even as a child, you'd think I'd be like, no, it's my friend. I was like, yo, they fucking lied on me, yo. Like, nah, fuck that kid. You right, Mom. Best friend came and went.
Yeah.
Mine was remember the guy that I told you, his pops died? That was my first best white friend. Best friend, but he was white. Surprisingly, looking back on it, there wasn't that much difference just in us growing up, going to the same school, growing up around the corner from each other. The difference came, the church aspect. Because like you talking about, because you were talking about, if your son grows up, the numbers game, you're always going to wind up dating a white girl. Well, what my parents did, they preempted all of that by making sure we was going to the church. The black church, where we gonna see some black girls there. So I wasn't too worried about it at school. So I was like, hey, dude,
Sunday come around.
Not Sunday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
But see, that goes back. Now we could tie that back into what we said about CAITLYN and Angel. It's like, we didn't make it racial just now, but it all came back to skewing racial. It came back to my black friend and my white friend. It would be, in a perfect world, we would just say, yo, my first friend in public school. But race always seems to seep into our conversations because that's how this world that we're living in
This country
this country we living in
Absolutely.
has taught us. You said my best friend, he was white, by the way,
Yeah,
and I'm
but I'll
like
just
my
make
white
it-
best friend. But
It's
in
like
a perfect world, it'd be like, yo, my best friend in public school. Oh, by the way, he was white. Like that's an afterthought. But in America, it's not an afterthought. It's the most profound thing about a person.
always
It's
there.
the default. It's the default.
Here's the thing about how I met my white best friend, like my friend in 6th grade. I was a part of the desegregation program.
Wow.
I call it deseg, and up until I just explained it to my son the other day, I said, "Oh, it's short for desegregation," meaning that they bust inner city kids out to the suburbs to I don't know, help their numbers
Right,
out.
right,
Like,
right.
these are all white schools.
Because they could get funding. If they have a certain
Exactly.
amount of niggas in their school, they get funding.
So I'm a part of the DSEG. I took a test in my elementary school, and I got a letter like a month later, like, "Hey, your son should come out to this school district.
So we
we'll
can
bust
get
him
money.
out, free lunch, everything." My mom
he
was
can
like,
read. He can be a good one. He can be a good one.
Literally,
Hilarious.
that's what happened, man. And so when I went out there, I was like, "Why am I going 45 minutes to go to school?" And all I saw out there was a bunch of white kids, maybe 2 or 3, like 5 or 10 black kids.
You
I'm
thought
like,
you won a prize or something.
I thought it was part of like some gifted program. I'm like, is this like some kind of like scientific shit? They about to like test like but that was from 6th grade on. Like I never went back to the inner city schools again. And I always thought to myself, like, why? I didn't choose that life. I didn't know that I was gonna get bussed out for the rest of my school career. Like, but it's interesting to look back on and be like, yeah, I was part of the desegregation program.
Yeah, but for
That's race all in itself.
the school
Right,
district,
right.
there's always the
You was
school.
on the tail end of Jim Crow.
Hey, literally, they were like, "Come on, guys, let some black people go to your school. Fine, we'll make a program for them where they can just ride out for free."
There was always those schools that were in a, this is where the bad kids go, or this was the like if you get kicked out of this school, the move to it's like they move.
You know why?
They keep on. You know that school to prison pipeline.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
That's what it
That's
was.
real.
Listen, they had DSEG where you live. Mine was called Outer District.
Mm-hmm.
The kids that went to school outside of their district. So
Mhm.
every day, this lady would walk down the hallway with a little clipboard with all our names on it.
Mhm.
We were cattle.
Mhm.
And she go outer district. All the kids that lived outside the district had to line up and wait for the school bus. The
Yep.
school buses would pull up, and we would line up and get on the school bus. And the kids that lived in the neighborhood would get out of school. They could walk out the front of the school. We had to walk out the side door. They could walk out the front. They would walk out the front.
Wow.
They would walk out the front to their awaiting brothers and sisters, older brothers and sisters, and their older brothers and sisters would say, "Come on," and they would run around the school.
Mhm.
Their older brothers and sisters. Now they're empowered because they with their big bros and their big sisters.
Mhm.
And the kids they just had school with all day, they
Mhm.
would run around the building and say, "Get the niggers,"
Wow.
and chase us to the school bus. I told you, I'm not joking.
Mm.
I had a fist fight.
Mm.
A fist fight
Mm.
every day,
Mm.
Monday through Friday, 1st grade through 6th grade.
Damn.
And now listen, people gonna watch this and go, he lying, he couldn't have been that much. If it wasn't that much, it fucking felt like that much.
Yeah.
And every day, my brothers and I
Mm.
would go, okay, when they line us up for out of district, we stay together. Because it was like 1st grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade. We was like, Rock Brothers was like, nah, fuck that. We not in. Because if Brian's in the 3rd grade and I'm in the 5th grade
Mm.
and Andre's in the 6th grade, we're gonna be separated. No, when they do that shit, we stay together.
Right.
So when we come out and they start rushing us, we fucking back to back to back. We used to beat the shit out of those motherfuckers every day.
You met Brian,
Big
right?
brothers, little brothers.
Yeah.
Yo, they run up, got him. Get on the bus like, yo,
Avengers.
next day, back at school, outer district. Here we go again. Yo,
Here we
here
go, yeah.
Get the niggers.
Fine. Come get some work.
Every day. And if it wasn't every day,
It felt like
it felt like
like it.
every day.
These
Did y'all
modern
see
kids.
that meme? Oh, I'm sorry. Did you see that meme? It was like, here's a school bus and here's a prison bus.
Wait, no. Back to my point. I was talking about DSEG and,
Yeah.
and out of district. That's what it is. It's okay. We're gonna start this program. Your kid got to take a test, or they got to read something, or they got to write something, and we realize, oh, this kid's smarter.
Right.
He goes here.
Right.
This kid's middle of the road. He can stay in school here. This kid's not as smart, not as intelligent. We setting him up for prison.
failure. Yeah.
His test scores.
He's going to prison.
Our inner city schools had no accreditation. They lost all their accreditation. I mean, if you graduated from there,
The DSEG school?
No, the inner city St.
The
Louis
inner city,
schools.
okay, the inner city.
You could not go to college coming from those high schools. They didn't recognize them as accredited high
See?
schools.
Yeah.
So if you
You're
went there
going-
for 4
so
years,
you're going
have
to
to
prison.
get. You have
what
to get
did
a
you go
GED.
for? It
Wow.
was, and then I look back and I'm like, that's so fucked up that your local high schools could not even get you to college. And it's like, so you either gonna go to DCA or you gonna stay here for what? I don't know what you got to do. I guess get a GED or something.
Yeah, it's like you got to get a GED.
How it looks on a resume versus a high school.
It's like
apparently better than that school.
It's like the roundabout route to the league. You got to go. You got to get a GED.
Australia.
Go community college. From community, go D1.
Yeah.
From
Mexico.
D1, go. You got to try.
Yeah, work your way up.
You got to fight, in America, you got to fight for your life, man.
No, this is
You got to fight for your future.
You have to pay to live.
If you black and you don't have money, you have to fight for your future.
They're gonna start you. They're gonna start you below. Like I told you, where we lived, all the black kids from my neighborhood in Jersey, they automatically put us in the slow classes. So when I'm in class and excelling, they like,
He the smartest retard.
Yeah, they
Put
on the bigger bus.
They called me in the office.
Put him on the
Take his helmet off. Take his helmet off.
All right, they called me and my mom in the office, and they're like, "Your son, he needs to be in like the
regular
classes, like the where the advanced class."
Yeah.
And my mom was like, "Yeah, he's not, And so now I'm in class with all of the, everybody. But yeah, when I first went to school, I remember vividly. I'm taking tests or whatever, and they was like, "Yo, this nigga smart."
You can feel that.
Why
too,
is it nothing but
you're
colors and pictures on this test?
Yeah.
I remember thinking like, I can read better than all these kids in my class. Like I remember this is
and then you find out when you get into the class with everybody, you still the smartest one.
Yeah. Like I remember in the kindergarten, my teacher was like, "Okay, everybody, I'm gonna read to all of you individually." And I was like, I can read this by myself. I don't need help. And she was like, "No, you can't." And I was like, "Yes, I can. I can read all of this." And she was like, "Go ahead." And it was 3 Billy Goes Gruff. I'll never forget it. And I started reading the first page, and she was like, she ran and got the other teachers, and I was like, "He's reading the book." But my mom had me read the Bible.
Planet of the Apes. I got one. Right. This one can read.
Bro, I'm telling you, my mom had made us read the Bible since we were like 2, 3, 4. So I memorized scriptures and everything. So by the time I got to 5 and 6,
the order of the books of the
I got
Bible.
Genesis, the whole first book memorized. Like in the beginning was the word of God, and the word of God. I had all that shit. So she was like,
They had to do it Easter Sunday.
Amazed. Amazed.
Yeah, so I credited my mom in the Bible for
Facts.
getting me
This is
out of
how.
that.
I didn't mean to cut you. Go
No,
ahead.
I was done.
This is how racist. I'm not gonna say it wasn't everybody, but the administration, the school system, other parents that I had no idea felt this way. I was in a school play playing Santa Claus.
I remember you told me this. Yeah, you told me this.
Yes,
They made you wear like a mask so they couldn't see your skin.
It was called The North Pole Goes Rock and Roll. Like, the new Santa Claus. Oh, I want to do something different. Oh, I want to wear a motorcycle jacket and so I was the Santa Claus, the cool Santa Claus. Well, what I didn't know was I was too black to play Santa Claus. So they said,
no, you wasn't too black to play Santa Claus.
No,
You
I
were
was black
so you
and
couldn't play Santa
so
Claus.
I wasn't really supposed to do that.
Right.
So they put the motorcycle helmet on me, these goggles. They put the white beard on me because it's still Santa Claus. They put these gloves on, this jacket on me. Every indication that said that was a black kid playing it, they took it away.
Yeah.
I had fun playing it. I had fun playing it, but I had no idea.
Yeah.
So it was one of my friends' parents. They were telling that story from their perspective. Apparently, it got brought up at the PTA meeting.
Oh, wow.
You know that Fox kid is playing. I don't know if we don't want to give the kids the impression that Santa Claus is black.
Were your parents at the meeting?
No, they weren't at that meeting.
Okay.
This was years later after that. And I was over here having fun, and all these parents are being freaking bigots, and I had no
Ignorance
idea.
is bliss, man.
I was like, no, ignorance is harmful in that situation.
Well, in the
I
sense
had
of
no
like,
idea.
you got good thing you didn't know that at the time. That's why you had to dress up completely covered.
Oh, I mean, covered
Had
up,
the
wear
nigga
these
game.
gloves, and it was, was
Same public school. Same public school.
same school.
Same public school that we beat the kids up every day at out of district.
Yeah.
What was the TV show? Charlie's Angels.
Charlie's Angels.
Charlie's Angels used to come on every once a week, whatever.
Mm.
And me and one of my white kids was talking about, did you see Charlie's Angels last night? And this girl's so hot and that girl's so hot. And I said, oh yeah, that's my girlfriend. And that motherfucker looked me dead in the face and said, she can't be your girlfriend. You're black.
Wow.
And I was like, God damn.
Yeah.
Why not?
She can't, like, Farrah Fawcett.
Right.
That's my girlfriend. She can't be your girlfriend. You're black.
Yeah, it will.
That's why I fucked them down out of revenge.
It'll come out. It will come out, man. I don't care how cool you are, how many grades you done been in with them. I've been from elementary to middle school to high school. I remember Kevin Barbario.
Damn.
Short little white boy. He passed away. He had diabetes when he was in elementary school.
God damn.
He would flex his muscle and his bicep would be here. Like he would have it would hang here because he was diabetic. So he had all his loose skin here. Short, but was good as hell in hockey. Could play hockey like a motherfucker. But anyway, I remember one time, this was when skids and Cavaricci jeans was popular. And that's all he would wear. And I remember I said something, I was just like, man, something about your skids and Cavaricci. He's like, yeah. But see, you can't get these because you can't afford them.
Damn.
And I was like, I can't afford them. I said, Mrs. D, Kevin Barbario said I can't afford Cavaricci because I'm black. She was like, Kevin Barbario! Because she was black.
she was a black teacher.
That was one of my favorite teachers. And Kevin Barbario, get over here now!
Sound like a cartoon character.
But that's how they would come at you, man.
What's gonna change that?
I mean,
what's gonna change that?
Hopefully, their kids, they can see how much that was bullshit in their kids, and you see their kids play, and they don't encourage
them as
that
parents
type of behavior.
Realizing that that was like how I just say I realized how whoopings are fucked up. New white parents gotta go, oh no, that was kind of racist, bro. I'm not gonna repeat that shit that my dad said at the dinner table. Like everybody got taught, well, don't, if you go to an ATM or if you're around black people, make sure you hide your wallet or you tuck your shit in. Maybe somebody's gonna go, my dad used to tell me that all the time. And that everybody doesn't rob me. Every black guy doesn't rob me, Dad.
It's funny. Yesterday, I'm flying back to LA. Nigga, I fly first class from Raleigh to Charlotte. First class from Charlotte to LA.
Airports.
Right?
Humble brag.
I get off the plane. It's only like, 10 people in first class, right? It's 4 rows, 5 rows of 2 seats each. And we all getting off together, and the dude in front of me grabbed. Nigga, I just flew first class.
The readjusting of pockets
and then I'm going down the escalator. I'm going down the escalator. Now I'm behind somebody else, and it's like, yo, what? First of all, I'm willing to bet I have way more money. That's number one. Number two, I'm going to work or coming from work. That's number two. Number three, you think I'm coming all the way to the airport to rob you and have to get the fuck out of this airport with cops and dogs and securities and all that? It would be so difficult. What are you thinking? It's just in your head that a black person's behind you and this is your natural response. I gotta pee. I
have fun with that shit now. Every time I sit there, I'll be like, damn, I can't get it anymore.
No, now I say, don't flatter yourself. When I see them do it, I go, don't flatter yourself.
You know what? Those people still exist.
I almost had the 20.
I was at the Admirals Club, and they go. You go to
that's American Airlines' private area for people.
Well, I was at points. It's an airport.
You gotta explain to the poors, man.
You gotta explain to the poor.
Tell them what you're doing.
Yeah.
But it's a lounge. It could be the regular. Right, it don't matter. It was in the airport bathroom in the lounge, but it's a little secluded, private, or whatever. So I go to the restroom, and then I come out of it. I had to do number 2. So I came out of it, and there's 3 stalls. Now, there's 1 taken, 2 taken. I come out of this one. Older, obviously from that time, maybe a little bit after that time. He was probably 50. 50s, no, older than me, like 60s, maybe 70, sees me coming out of that stall and does not want to go in. He's bothered that he has to follow a black man's.
We're talking about taking the shit toilets before. He's seen the sign that says
like,
whites
did
only.
he not? Is there it was that. So I was like, those people still exist.
I thought racism would die when we just outlived the people from the 60s, but I think that's false because they had dinner table talks and they had family picnic talks and they had watch the news and go, those fucking people. Like,
and that's not so much
going anywhere.
It's a mentality that you can. A blanket term of racism, you can, he's racist. No, he is a big gut. He's an it is an anti-black bigoted mind that has that type of behavior.
I almost cursed.
There you go. Yeah.
I almost cursed the white lady out.
Yeah. So
the other day I was flying, and I had to sit in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
I was sitting on the wrong side. Tired. Oh shit, sitting the wrong side. My fault.
Oh, you was B and you should have been E or something like that.
So I get up, and like I'm literally like, okay. And this was like premium plus, so you still got a lot of leg room. So I really could have just walked, but I was just waiting, and I was moving out the way so the other couple could sit in their proper seats. But as I'm doing that, the lady in the aisle seat in my row was like, I can get up. And I was like,
attitude.
And I was like, yeah, I know you can get up. You thought I was about to try to cross over you? I said, no, I'm gonna let you get up. And I went and sat down, and the white lady at the window seat was like, how are you? I'm like, I'm fine. You know what I mean? But the lady in the aisle seat was just had this look of like, the whole time. I was like, she almost sitting next to a nigga.
This is what I do. I'll let you know right now. If you're watching this is what I do. I'm flying first class. If I get, because I always like the window. I want the window because I'm not getting up. I'm gonna sit down. I'm just gonna fly across country. Sometimes there's a person in the aisle seat, and I always say, "Excuse me," before you get comfortable. I'm right there. Right. 75% of the time. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let me in. But that 25%, I go, "Excuse me," before you get comfortable. I'm in there, and they go, "Okay," and they don't want to get up. I try to kick their fucking kneecaps off. I go, okay. I go, oh, don't worry about it. And I aim right for the kneecaps. Wow! I'm trying to kick their kneecaps to the window. You gonna fly hurt the whole time. You're not getting up? Okay, watch this. And I'm walking, excuse me, pardon me. Like, and I'm getting up to pee 10 times.
Oh, man, bladder.
I'm peeing 10 times, bitch.
I flew first class.
I'm waiting for you to fall asleep.
Microaggressions turn into a macro emotional response. You know what I mean? So
I lean into racism all the time. When you want to act stupid, I act stupid too. I act like I'm excited about the racism. Like, I ain't had this in a while. When I sit in first class, they be like, "Oh, is this your?" Sometimes it's the flight attendants. They be like, "Oh, are you going there?" I'm like, "Am I going where?" Oh, 2A? Yeah. 2A? Get out of here. This is actually my seat.
I get that, and I get the TSA line. If the ticket doesn't say bunch of white people and me, right? The ticket doesn't say TSA. The ticket doesn't say TSA. And I'm like, I see everybody looking at the tickets. I'm like this. I don't even look at my ticket. And he'll go, "Did your ticket say TSA?" I'm like,
I hate when they do that.
I'm not gonna dignify that response because first of all, you work TSA. You think you're security. You're not. You shouldn't even have this job.
I take a fist to
nobody's safer in the world because you have this job. This is not some shit that America needs. This is a money grab from the government. Okay, so stop it.
Hey,
we all know that. We all know that.
Trash.
So I'm like this, bro. I'm gonna ignore you. And then I get there and they go, "Sir, did your ticket say TSA?" And I'm like, and just keep right through. Then I get there and I'm 3A or whatever. And they'll be like, boarding group 1. And I get up. If your ticket doesn't say group 1.
Group 1. I said like, group 1.
I'm just like this. She ain't talking to me. Does your ticket say group 1?
Yep.
Then I get on the plane. 3A. Sir, are you 3A?
No.
Is this 3A? Now I'm here. Is this 3A? This is 3A, sir. Are you 3A? Or is this 3A? Yeah. Well, I think I'm 3A.
Yeah.
I think I'm 3A.
No, there's a lot of A's in the aisle. Are you sure
you nicer than me?
Now I'm gonna run your ass. No, now I'm gonna work your ass the whole flight. Boom. Another mimosa.
That's another mimosa.
Finish it. Boom. Here's the cup.
Mimosa my ass off.
Boom. Another mimosa.
They trying to play me in Southwest. I'm A-list on Southwest. I be trying to go to. I know what the third one is in Southwest. It's a priority lane for dropping your bags off. I'm like, A-list only. I'm walking past the bitch. A-list only. A-list. I'm like, you talking to me? She's like, are you A-list? I'm like, why would I be walking over here? And she's like, well, I'm just asking. They can't help but believe.
It has permeated interactions with Black people in America. That there has to be. It's just seeped into how they address us, how they talk.
I thought you were all poor.
How they cater to us, how they serve us, how they, work with us. The racism has seeped into its core.
I try to respond with kindness. I always try to do that.
I try.
I try my best.
Fuck you, bitch is kind.
Well, hey,
listen, dumbass hoe, that's kind.
Yeah. Please, motherfucker.
Please, bitch, that's kind.
But the ones that they'll I'm sorry, they'll calm down. But if they don't, man,
I don't mind letting nobody
Oh,
have it.
my sarcasm is on fire.
Mine's too.
I prepare statements for these moments. I prep like it's a set. I'm like,
I'm talking.
What you about to ask me? Cool.
I'm talking. Dun, 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 dun. This is a racial moment.
Yeah.
Nah, son. You get a please bitch quick. And you get a excuse me, sir. What the fuck did you say?
Yeah.
You get that quick.
You trying to sass me, boy? I got one of those. I mean, it was like 2023. You trying to sass me, boy? Boy.
Somebody called you boy in the year of our Lord 2023?
Yeah. I mean, old dude, too. It was at Whole Foods.
Oh.
I'm hitting that nigga with an $8 banana. Fuck out of here.
I was like, I didn't hear what you said. And he said it again. I said, are you trying to sass me, boy? I was like, first of all, I'm not a boy. Second of all, I don't know how it is to sass. Will you show me how I was sassing? Show me how you sass.
Nah, that's too kind.
No, I'm saying, but it was loud.
Your head would have been in that fucking.
It was loud. I said, sir, you are a bigot in front of everybody.
Sir,
he don't care.
He giving it a sir.
But I'm looking at him in the eye. I'm like,
what
say
is
something
Dallas?
else.
Whole Foods.
This is in Sherman Oaks.
Oh wow, wow.
Sherman
I've been
Oaks.
calling nigga the most in California.
They say nigga out here like it's
Man,
a
I've been
pronoun.
I've been called that. I've been called that by a 3-year-old in Whole Foods in Sherman Oaks, right there in Sepulveda and Dickens.
Right there.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
I like my racism Southern. I don't like this West Coast racism.
Nigger? Mom, is that a nigger? Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, that's because
That's
mom
dinner table
says
shit I'm talking about
all the time.
Well, they say he heard it at your house.
Yeah, he heard her say it.
Yeah.
Mom, if he's checking with mom, it's because mom says it.
Yeah, he's just like, I'm talking.
Hang on a second. Hey, mom, is that the
Yeah, I was like, it's not his fault. It's your fault.
I was in South Carolina one time. This is years ago.
3 years old.
Long time ago. I'm in South Carolina. I'm in a pool. We in the pool, just me and my boys just splashing around, a couple of chicks. And little girl walks past with her mom. And she goes, Mom, look, there are boys in the pool. And the mother said, yes, I see. And she said, look, Mommy, they're black boys. And I was like, my dude's like, yo, what the fuck? I'm like, yo, that really wasn't. Like she threw.
Not there, yeah.
She just saw
that,
color.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like she had
animosity,
an intonation of like what black meant, or they're black boys, I get. Go ahead. The lady looked at me she was so fearful. I said, go ahead. Like my dude was like, what the fuck?
It's just like that video on Instagram where the white girl goes up to the little white girl goes up to the black woman, was like, I know how to sound like a black, I could talk like a black girl, like a black lady. And the black woman was like, really, you can? She was like, yeah. She said, let me hear it. Girl, I know you ain't over there swimming on that pool. You know what I mean? She started, but it was so like you couldn't even be mad because then the black woman just started laughing like, yo, she ain't being racist. She said, I know how to sound like a black woman.
You know when it's tense though, like we're men, we're of that age.
We got work to do, man.
We got work to do, but it's like when not to. If it's a kid, it's like you look at the parent. It ain't the kid's fault. Like, hey, sorry,
goes back to what we said earlier, man. We learning to not do the things our parents did. Right?
Facts.
They have to do the same thing. We'll work on our people.
Never bow.
We'll work on our people. You work on y'all people. All right?
Y'all got more work to do.
Right? Y'all got way more work to do. Ronnie, let them know where you at. Let them know how they find you.
Mr. Tan Panda. I'm in San Diego this weekend at Mic Drop. I'm in LA for some more shows all through April. So yeah, check me out, Mr. Tan Panda.
Easy.
Trench Rat.
I got it. Yeah.
Okay. This weekend I am doing the Nika and Friends comedy show at the Improv Lab, and then at Flappers, comedy is the cure, and then we are in Tampa, Florida.
Saturday, Brea Improv, 9:30 p.m. Be there.
This weekend I'm in Dallas, Texas at the Texas Trust. Y'all know I'm excited about this one. The April Fool's Comedy Jam. Myself, Dominique, Earthquake, Bruce.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fire.
Bruce.
I will have merch on deck. I will have jokes on deck. After party hosted by my man DJ Red. Sunday Fun Day hosted by my man DJ Red. I don't know what dates I have after that. I think
Cleveland. I know Cleveland's
Toledo.
Cleveland, Tampa, Toledo. I'm moving around, man. Follow me on IG. And, you know, hit me up. Talk to me. I'll talk back to you. Charleston, Dad, I love you very much. And everybody stay tuned for Trent's freestyle following this episode of Live from the Green Room. We'll see y'all next time.
Trent.
Thanks to all our subscribers. Thanks for everybody tuning in. Tell a friend and tell a friend, tell a friend. Our numbers are growing, yo. Peace.
Sun is down, I spend all my money now. Used to make music for fun, guess it ain't funny now. Every line another shot, and I got a clip loaded with 100 rounds. Keep the shots coming like another round, and I stay right, and I ain't running out. It's a marathon, I'll thug it out. Oh man, am I bugging out? Few supporters all of a sudden now. I lost a couple friends, used to be my dogs, but I had to put them down. Everyone said I won the crown, I could see they was all bluffing now. They ain't in my circle no more, cause what goes around comes around. I've been rapping like the rest do, cause the rest do. Tell me who got an issue, cause it don't take none of this. You will convince you that I miss you. Wiping noses, I don't need a tissue. Big stepping like I'm wearing big shoes.